lovies! Ngayong August, ako ay magse-celebrate ng aking 33rd birthday. At dahil umaapaw inyong suporta sa aking YouTube channel at kayo ay pumapayag na mag-subscribe sa tuwing nangungulit ako, I am planning to give back to you guys. Sali na kayo sa birthday promo ko dahil mamimigay po ako ng grocery items and load items sa 3 grand winners na mapipili ko from my YouTube channel. Para malaman ng mechanics ng promo na ito, watch this. Hello lovies! Ito ang mga paraan kung paano kayo pwedeng sumali sa aking birthday promo. Una, kung hindi pa kayo nakasubscribe sa aking YouTube channel, pumunta lang po kayo sa inyong YouTube app sa inyong cellphone or laptop at pagkatapos, hanapin po ninyo ang aking channel na Learn with V. Ayan, malalaman niyo pong yun ang aking channel kapag nakita niyo na ang aking avatar or profile picture. Pagkatapos po, punta lang kayo sa subscribe button, i-click ito, and voila! Kayo ay nakasubscribe na sa aking channel at ito ay free. Pero wag nyo rin kakalimutan i-click ang notification bell at ilagay ito sa all button. Para lahat ng videos na ina-upload ko, real-time po ninyong mapapanood at real-time din kayong updated. At ngayong nakasubscribe na kayo, pwede na kayong manood ng kahit anong video na meron sa channel ko. Pwede ninyong hanapin kung alin ang inyong favorite at kapag nakita nyo na, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. I-click lang ang button na to, ang like button, and voila! Naka-like na ang video. Pagkatapos nito, punta lang po kayo sa comment section. Makikita ninyo, add a public comment. Ilagay lang sa comment box na ito kung paano kayo natulungan ng video na ito. For example, pwede nating sabihin na thumbs up. Thumbs up. At i-click nyo lang ang comment button. Pagkatapos po nun, invite your friends to like your comment as well. Ang pinakamaraming like na makukuha ang siyang mananalo sa ating birthday promo. Di ba napakadali lang? So what are you waiting for? Invite your friends to join the promo as well. Masaya to. Alam ko hindi ganun kalakihan ang aking pwedeng maitulong, pero sa panahon ng pandemya, alam ko malaking tulong na rin ito para sa ating lahat. Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome to another live stream episode of Ask V. Hi, by the way, my name is V and I am your host and content creator for the channel Learn with V. And just in case you have not subscribed yet, please look it up on YouTube. It is Learn with V. And if you have subscribed already, thank you very much, you guys. I appreciate it a lot and I love you all. And just today, we are 562 subscribers strong. Hey, what's up for that, guys? Thank you so much. And by the way, we are simultaneously live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And in case you're watching the replay of this episode, thank you guys so much. You are awesome. Also, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched the live stream last Sunday and to my guest co-host last Sunday, Sir Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you so much once again. All right, so today is August 17, 2020, and it's exactly 8:03 in the evening. It is not just another live stream Monday for me, guys, but it is actually my birthday. And so today it is extra special. And to my mother and my late father, thank you for making me, and to our Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this wonderful roller coaster ride. And speaking of my birthday, I also want to greet the people who are celebrating their birthdays too today. So you guys, this is our special day. It's our birth month. And just in case you have not been informed yet, I am giving away grocery packages and load items by the end of the month because I am celebrating my birthday for the entire month. And in case you have not joined the promo yet, I hope you've seen the previous video that I played. And you can see the mechanics on YouTube and here on Facebook as well. Awesome. Well, I also want to say thank you very much to those who are joining the live right now. We have early birds. Hopefully, I could greet everybody in a bit. But for tonight will be another exciting and informative episode because we will dive into another interesting topic. And like always, I encourage you to join the discussion. Let us know your insights and your questions, and feel free to share your opinions too, as the topic for tonight involves the self and how we all as humans may be kinder and more loving towards ourselves. Because a lot of times we show compassion and affection to other people, and in the process, we tend to forget to do the same for ourselves. We at one point beat ourselves to some extent. We are very critical about ourselves. We cannot figure ourselves easily, and we cannot forgive ourselves easily too. And we sometimes put other first before ourselves. And a lot of times we cannot say no to others because we fear that we might disappoint them and that in turn they will leave us and they might feel different about us. What I'm really trying to say is that we live every day trying to live our lives the best way possible. And yet at the end of the day, we feel empty and sad because everything we expect to receive from the world we live in, only ourselves can truly give. Not to make you cringe or anything, but tonight, our topic is all about self-love. How do we manifest love for ourselves in ways more than one? And tonight, because it's extra special, I'll be joined once again by my resident co-host, Mr. Andrew De Luna. Hello, what's up, Andrew? Yo.
Hey V.
That was a long introduction.
Yeah, that was a very long introduction. That's why I'm smiling right now. Anyways, a pleasant morning, afternoon, and evening to every one of you. Hi po sa nanonood at nakikinig sa Learn with V. And of course, happy birthday, V. Much love from the moon and back.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
you know,
yes,
I turned another year older today. I don't really feel 33, but hey.
Exactly. That's important. It's not the number, it's more of how you feel, sabi nga nila.
Yeah. And it doesn't show in my face. Char.
Char.
So how's the week treating you so far? It's a Monday. I hope it started right for you.
Well, yeah, it kinda is. But yeah, it kinda is, yeah. But sabi nga nila, you have to face the struggles that you have with a very big smile, sabi nga nila. So, and this is very much timely sa topic mo, and it's wonderful that I could share my insights about the topic kasi ang dami na kasi nangyayari sa buhay-buhay natin ngayon. So, at least we have a little portion of the time and space to love ourselves, sabi nga nila.
I couldn't agree more. And it's a birthday. So what better way to discuss a birthday than to talk about the self and self-love, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So before we dive into that, I just want to say a quick hello to the early birds because I wasn't able to do this last time. Ed, baka magtampo ang ating mga viewers. Hello to Ate Azel Tala Garcia. Hello to Charles Cabrera. He said, "Happy birthday po, ma'am. Thank you so much, my dear." Hello to Elmer, my classmate. Hello to Kate Dizon. Hello, dear. Hello to Moshi, by the way. Donald Sampang Dizon is also watching. Hello to you. Mami Marilyn Sato from Japan is watching. She's been one of our resident viewers too, ever since she's joined for the first time. And Raymond Toledano, my classmate. Hello, you're watching too. Pao Aquino is also here. Lin, happy birthday, ma'am. Thank you very much. Tita Peachy for Bautista from Laguna. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, Tita Peachy. Wrestling, Iba is also greeting me. Happy birthday. The best, ma'am, Madam V. Thank you so much, my dear. I love you. Pao Aquino said, happy birthday, ma'am. Kathleen Casillo Regala said, happy birthday po, ma'am. Have a blessed year ahead. Thank you so much, my dear. God bless you too. Michelle Reyes de Guzman is also watching. Kathleen Casillo Regala is watching. Marvin Vin. Hey, Super Marvs. Justin Timothy Pilalo, my cousin, happy birthday. Thank you so much, dude. Cash paper. My another cousin, happy birthday from John Patrick Lalo. He's also watching. Nikolai Tanner is also joining the live. And Nikolai said, happy birthday, wonderful woman. Oh, thank you very much, you super handsome guy. Concehala Elvira Supantala is also watching. Thank you po. Tereng Lopez has also joined the live. Annabelle Nucum Samson. Bernardo Lapos. Hello, tita. Happy birthday to me daw. Thank you so much. Jesse Likup is also watching. And there you go, in one breathing. All greetings. All right.
That was a lot.
I know. And I'm so thankful that everyone's joining us right now because, you know, like what I said, it's my birthday. Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay. Tonight, Drew, like what I said, it will be an introspective and a reflective 2 hours or maybe longer, not only for us, but also for our viewers. Because I think it is also high time, like what you said, that we discuss something about self-love, since more and more, a lot of people become depressed because of the situation at hand or, you know, because of their personal predicaments in life. So I highly hope that this discussion will bring light to any dark path, to any soul who needs clarity like we all do. Okay? And with that...
so philosophical. Those words that you use. Very existential.
That's the result of another year added to my life. You know, I'm being existential and philosophical as we speak. All right. And like what I said, anybody who needs clarity. And because of that, I'd like to finally begin the discussion by sharing to everybody a short article I found online that talks about self-love. It was written by Dr. Andrea Brandt from California, and the title of her article is, "What do we mean when we say self-love?" Okay, so let's try to make this one quick for our viewers. So it says, therapists like myself spend a lot of time talking about self-love. But if you're like many of my patients, you might not know what self-love means exactly. Many people mistakenly believe that self-love is the same as narcissism or having a big ego. It's not. So what do we mean when we say self-love? Self-love means having a high regard for your own self-being and happiness. Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. Self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. Loving yourself doesn't mean you think you're the smartest, most talented, and most beautiful person in the world. Instead, when you love yourself, you accept your so-called weaknesses. Appreciate these so-called shortcomings as something that makes you who you are. When you love yourself, you have compassion for yourself. You take care of yourself like you take care of a friend in distress. You treat yourself kindly. You don't nitpick and criticize yourself. For many, especially those of us who grew up in households that lacked love or in which love waxed and waned, loving yourself, you know, it will take work. Self-love is a practice and it's a skill that takes work. Lastly, she said, self-love isn't about instant gratification. A new pair of shoes or eating an entire pizza might make you feel good in the moment or taste delicious, but the feeling isn't lasting and could be damaging in the long run. Self-love means giving yourself what your body, brain, and soul needs for the marathon that is life. It isn't hedonism, and it isn't chasing a physical or emotional high. The practice of self-love is the practice of nourishing yourself. Wow, that was long, but that's what she said about self-love. Any take on it, Sir Drew?
Well, for one thing, it's just giving us a very clear understanding of what it is. Na sinasabi, in essence, it is paying attention to you, giving yourself that space.
Or emotional high.
Okay.
The practice of self-love is all right.
And then, basically, sinasabi rin niya na hindi siya, it's not really narcissistic when you are giving much love to yourself or care to yourself. But it's not even, we can't even justify it as being selfish for the self. Kasi we're doing it to build oneself and to sustain kung ano yung build up natin. Okay?
Yep. Because a lot of think, may equate self-love with narcissism. And just to have, a literary reference to this, Narcissus, the guy from where we got the term narcissism, he
Yes.
actually fell in love with his own reflection when he was staring at himself on
Yes.
a certain body of water. And
Water.
that's not what self-love is, really. It's not being in love with your appearance. It's more than that, actually.
Actually, it does. Uh, then we also need to consider the current situation that we have. I think you opened up your introduction saying that we are currently experiencing a lot right now, and it affects how we capture information or process information, and it even affects how we live our experiences. Kaya
Mm-hmm.
we are bothered with a lot of anxiety as well as stress. Not necessarily, but we might be sad every now and then because of maybe the news that we're hearing, or maybe because of certain events that could lead
Mm-hmm.
to negative affect. Kaya yun nga,
Yeah.
kailangan bigyan talaga natin ng oras ang sarili natin, lalo na ngayon.
Mm-hmm. Especially that we are surrounded by a lot of problems.
Exactly. Or if not
Yeah.
a lot, yung gravity ng mga problema ngayon, it's quite, it pulls you back a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi we need to respect the idea na mayroong ibang mga tao na they might have fewer problems, but the depth or the pull of the problem is far deeper than others.
Yeah, I agree. And just to get the pointers that, the article I have just read is presenting us, let's concentrate on the first one right here. And it says self love is not narcissism or an egoistic concept. So we just have to
Yeah,
establish that early on that, we cannot automatically equate self love to narcissism or egoistic um I don't know,
tendencies.
character or personality or tendencies, because it's
Yes.
entirely different. Self love is deeply rooted, while narcissism and egotistic tendencies are selfish ones.
Yeah. And more so that these kinds of tendencies, they lead to self-serving behavior. Dyan na the line, dyan natin madodraw yung line between you yourself and then being so selfish what you want, you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Self love, actually, it's being kind and compassionate and empowered, while
Exactly.
narcissism and egoism or egotistic behavior is being selfish. Like all you know is you, and you don't really care about
Exactly.
others. And that's not self love. Self love is mutually respecting others while not forgetting to respect who you are and what you are as well.
I would definitely agree with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the word self is there in the word self-care or self-love, it doesn't necessarily focuses on the idea of just the I. It
Mm-hmm.
still extends on others. Kumbaga, as you are building yourself up again, whatever you are able to gather or transform within yourself, it is extended to your neighbor, to your friends, to your family, and to other people surrounding you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think that's important to understand that self love is not narcissism or an egoistic tendency. It's more of being compassionate to others and to yourself, most especially. Okay. So
True,
that's the
true.
first one. And then the other one that we may draw from the article is this one: self love is having high regard for one's happiness and well being. Okay. It means that as a person, you value what makes you happy, you value your own happiness and what makes you a better, if not a good person,
That's
or a
true.
good, if
Kasi
not a better person. Yeah.
true. Kasi you need to devote a certain part of your time for yourself. That part wherein you are happy, you're doing what you love, you are expressing much of who you are, and it's important that yun, alam mo yun, kasi it's easy to be happy. It's easy to look for happiness in a way na you buy something and you feel happy with what you've bought. But sometimes when you sometimes you also find happiness in silence. You also find happiness in the moment wherein you're just being with yourself. Kasi yun yung nakakalimutan kasi natin na
Mhm.
when we consider it's more of the material aspect with other people, but we neglect the ideas with being alone or in solitude with ourselves.
Mhm. I think that is a good pointer, Sir Drew, no? That we should not confine or box ourselves to the ideas that the society is imposing on us now. This is what happiness is, and this is the only way to achieve happiness. Because happiness, it's a winding road. It's not a straight path. Not everybody will lead to the same type of happiness, and not everybody will go through the same path to achieve that certain type of happiness. And so I think it's important that you mentioned and raised it that we have to be sure that we find that whatever makes us happy on our own and not be defined by what other people tell us, this is what will make you happy, so go for it.
Yeah,
We have to
exactly.
listen to what ourselves intend for us to be happy, or intend rather.
Kasi iba-iba yung needs kasi natin. Like for example,
Mhm.
yours is different from mine. You have a different set of plans. You have a different set of objectives. And I think it is very much synonymous with the rest of us. Iba-iba yung pangangailangan natin. Iba-iba yung desires natin. Iba-iba yung pwedeng magpasaya sa atin.
I
Okay?
know. I agree. And we have a comment right here from Justin Timothy P. Lalo. He said, Tsaka, it's self-honesty to be true and happy to be yourself. Yeah, I agree. Have to, more than anybody else in this world, if there's one person that must be honest to your, to yourself, it's you.
Yeah. Actually, si Ma'am Ken, there's another comment from Ma'am Ken Retorcaza. Hello, ma'am. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Sabi ni,
Yeah.
what is, can you read that for me?
I think this is Latin, nemo dat quod non habet,
Yeah,
probably.
and then
You
and then
cannot give.
she added, "Give what you do not have. You cannot say that you love other people without you." Exactly, kasi it really starts with the self. I think I tell this to most of the people that belong to my network na
Mhm.
umpisahan mo sa sarili mo. You cannot
Mhm.
give respect if you don't respect yourself. You cannot give trust if you don't trust yourself. You
Yep.
cannot give worth to yourself as well. Okay?
Yeah. Right. So that is number two. You have to have a high regard of your own happiness and well-being. Now, before we go to number three, I just want to say a quick hello to the viewers once again because they've been greeting me and I really want to give back to them. Where did I stop a while back? There you go. Annabelle Nokum Samson is here. Tita Juliet Banal greeted me also. Happy birthday. Thank you so much po. Sir Angel Martinez also said happy birthday,
Hi,
Mom
hello,
Kath.
sir.
Hello, sir. Thank you for joining the live. Mads Pineda Lomboy is also watching. Bads De Jesus is also watching. Mads said, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Cristel Bundalian is also watching. Thank you, my love. Bad said, happy birthday, more power. Thank you so much. And Ma'am Ken also greeted me. Ma'am Ken, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Ate Cheche is also watching. Sir Felipe Pablo is also watching. Maligayang kaarawan, ma'am. He said, thank you very much. Maraming salamat, sir. Jonah Juan Jimenez is also watching. She also said, happy birthday. God bless you po. Thank you so much. Tamon and Leon is also watching. Hello po. Thank you for watching. Marian is also watching. Joanna Mercedes de Malanta is also watching. And then Altar Torres is also watching. Ma'am Trish is also watching. Hello, Ma'am Trish. Thank you for joining. And Jason Madlambayan is also watching. Ayan. Now that we segue to number three, I'd like to put on the screen as well another guest that I have tonight because my friends are really, trying to support me on this platform. And here she is, Madame Fides from overseas. Hello, mabuhay.
Hello, mabuhay. Happy V-Day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Hello, Drew.
Hello, madam.
Mabuhay.
How are you? You
Kumusta na
there?
kayo? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
We miss you as always. We are already on number three. And this is number three. One of the pointers that we were able to take from the article that I have just read a while back. Self-love means taking care of your needs and not giving into what others want or need from you. Any take on that?
Go, madam.
Ngayon ko pala na pag-aaralan yan. Diba, I told you, nung sinabi mo your topic is about self-love, ang sabi ko parang tinamaan ako ng husto. Kasi yung mga narinig ko before, so hindi ko na masyado naabutan yung number one, yung mga naabutan ko dun sa mga nabasa ninyong mga comments. you will really feel or parang marirealize mo pa lang yung self-love mo pag wala ka na. Pag wala ka na kayang ibigay. So then, you would realize, bakit nagmahal naman ako Pinagbigyan ko naman, binigay ko naman lahat. Family, friends, work, colleagues, and everything. Bakit at the end of the day, parang may kulang? So dun mo palang mafe-feel pala talaga, you really have to love yourself muna pala bago mo talagang masabi that you truly felt parang I am now ready to give another chance, to give another love, parang ganon. Hindi mo pala talaga siya marirealize unless you felt it at the experience mo. Talking about my own experience, no? Parang akala ko self-love is giving. Parang fulfilling or satisfying what your loved ones needs. Pero hindi pala. Ngayon ko lang, nung nabasa ko yung mga binigay mo mga articles, tapos yung talagang tinignan ko sa Google, what is really self-love means?
Love is.
Until unti-unting bumubukas sa akin kaisipan, yun pala yun. So, half of my life, wala pala ako self-love. So, I think it's not yet too late for me to realize and how to love myself more than loving others.
Yes, and the first statement that you said a while ago na parang you will understand what self-love is when you hit rock bottom. Yung tipong wala ka na talagang natinira sa sarili mo. And more than a sad thing, I must say that is enlightening kasi that's the realization that you need to wake you up na hey,
Yes.
you may have reached the rock bottom, the pit, but this is an avenue or the way for you out to love yourself once again.
Dito parang nakikita ko yung pumapasok dito yung, ano ba yung tinatawag nating pyramid sa self, as a personality development. You have to, the basic needs, and then the second level. Hierarchy of needs. Thank you for that, Sir Drew. Yung second level is what? You wanted to belong? Tama ba yung hierarchy?
I'm not so sure, but it might be, yes.
Yung level of hierarchy. Meron doon yung pinaka-basic is you have to need parang your need for basic things like clothing,
your physiological
foods.
needs.
Yes,
Food,
physiological
shelter,
needs.
yes.
And then
followed by your safety.
Yes, the second level I think is the safety.
Yeah.
And then the third level
safety
is
needs.
Safety needs. And then I think yung nandun yung nakalimutan ko na, although tinuturo ko nakalimutan ko na kasi nga wala ako. Hindi ko pala ma-identify yung totoo. And then after the security, you wanted belongingness.
Love and belonging,
So,
then self-esteem, self-actualization.
So, yun doon pa lang. Now, parang masasabi ko na I'm now in the peak of the hierarchy of needs. I am now in the process of self-realization, self-actualization. Parang now that I've realized ano ba yung mga pwede kong gawin at isama at pwedeng iwanan kasama ng COVID at move on after the COVID. Parang ganun.
Yeah. It's beautiful that you're sharing to us your, personal journey and experiences into finally realizing self-worth and self-love. Kasi I think a lot of people are scared to admit na we are struggling when it comes to self-love. Hindi lahat ng tao, you see them happy, you see them smiling, you see them okay, but not everybody will be tough to admit, you know what, I'm actually having a hard time loving myself, accepting myself. And I couldn't just admit it to you because I'm scared that you might think na ang baba naman ng self-esteem mo, or what are you struggling at really? You have everything you could ask for. You have shelter, you have food, you have this and that. But at the end of the day, really, it happens to us. There's this big question na, do I really love myself enough that, if people disappear and I'll be left alone, will I be okay?
Tama. Now, I'm really experiencing that. I'm really, parang doon pa lang sa sinabi mo ng, hiramin ko muna yung nakita ko sa Korea novela na sinabi sa akin ni Mariel, it's okay not to be okay.
It is.
And
definitely.
You have to accept that fact na hindi ka okay.
Yeah.
Para kasi pag kasi sinabi mo sa iba na I'm not okay, I'm having a hard time, ang parang on my case, people look at me like a very strong person. Parang bawal sa akin ang maging mahina.
Hindi maging okay. Yes.
Oo, parang bawal sa akin na maging mahina kasi they're looking up to you. So parang pag sinabi mo, ay hindi ko to kaya, parang sila rin, parang inaalala mo pa rin sila na anong mararamdaman nila pag naramdaman nila na hindi mo kaya. Malulungkot sila. So parang a tendency, you will not share it. You will not let it, you will not let other people see you on that kind of stage. Pero hindi pala. It's okay not to be okay talaga. Ngayon ko talaga na-realize.
And we will actually dive deeper into that when we go to the tips on how we could really find the road towards self-love. Marami actually dynamics ang pwede nating tignan when it comes to finding love for ourselves. But for now, we have a question right here from one of our viewers, and she's asking, how can you set boundaries or balance between self-love when it comes to a relationship, or self-love when in a relationship? Like, you have a partner, but then how you strike a balance between loving your partner and loving yourself as well. This is an interesting question.
Very nice question. Very, very nice question.
To give everything we have, when we love somebody, to the point na what's left for you. So let's try to answer that question. How do we set the limitations, and how do we set the balance between loving yourself and loving the person you chose to love as well? Who wants to go first?
Let's start the ones that you opened up a while ago. Most of our lives, we are taking care of everyone else. We forget about putting so much time on ourselves. We forget about giving us a certain space to breathe. Kasi tama sinabi ni Mang Abril na laging others tayo. Parang lagi tayo nakafocus sa ibang tao. And sometimes when we push ourselves to give time for ourselves, medyo nagiging uncomfortable sa ganung aspect. Are we able to get what I mean? Bigay ka ng mas maraming oras ang ibang tao. Ikaw ngayon, kapag binigyan mo ng oras ng sarili mo, parang mas bibigay ko na yung oras na sa ibang tao, sa iba na lang. Huwag na lang sa akin. Kasi we shifted on that kind of dynamic. Pero in that place, dyan napapasok mga relationships natin. For instance, if you have a partner, siguro ang pwedeng sabihin natin dito is to allow your to give yourself permission. To give yourself permission to grow. To give yourself permission to be who you are. To allow yourself to explore further. Kasi life will always be a journey of understanding kung sino ka talaga. Kasi the moment that when you try to answer, sino ba ako? So, yan. Okay? So it really boils down to investing so much, to allow yourself, to invest on yourself, to give yourself permission on understanding who you are.
I agree. And to answer the question of Kathleen as well, if I may be blunt about my answer, the reason why we give too much love to the person that we chose to love? The simple answer to that question? The answer is because we want to receive the same amount of love back.
Tama. Yes,
that's why we're loving them so much, because we want to be loved so much too. To the point na we give everything that we have without really realizing it, that we need to, put aside something, a little amount or a bigger amount for ourselves as well. Kasi this is the reality of being in a relationship, Kathleen. Ang love nyo sa isa't isa, it will never be balanced.
Tama.
Somebody will always love the other person more, and somebody will always love the other person less. It doesn't mean you don't love each other the same way. It's just that hindi tayo pareho ng ways ng pagmamahal. For example, ako, I give everything because this is how I manifest love for my partner. Yung partner ko pala, this is the only way he could manifest his love to me. So, dun mo muna establish na the reason why you're giving too much is because you want to receive too much. And you have to establish another fact that in a relationship, love will never be balanced because somebody will always give more and somebody will always receive more. Okay? Now, if your question is how to set the boundaries of loving yourself and loving the person too, in the first place, when you got in the relationship, did you or do you love yourself already? Kasi if you got into the relationship because you want to be loved by somebody else, then you're starting the relationship on an empty tank. Ibig sabihin, nakipagrelasyon ka because you want somebody to fill your tank, to fill your love tank. But if you got into the relationship with your tank full, okay, hindi mo man masyadong hahanapin yung, but ako, bigay na ako ng bigay, siya hindi siya masyadong nagbibigay. Kasi you're already fulfilled, you're already a complete person when you got into the relationship, if you're getting my point. Ngayon, kung, sige, given, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think Madam, is that they should understand the context of worth.
Yes. And also the reason, the good reason why you get into the relationship. You get into relationships not to be filled by somebody else. You get into the relationship, to also share the overflowing love that you have within you. Okay? So if you want, yes po.
Yeah, dun sa mga sinabi niyo dalawa kasi sabi niyo you mentioned that before you enter the relationship, are you full tank or half tank or empty tank? No? Tapos sabi naman ni Sir Drew is you have to realize the worth, your worth. When you love someone, you would not realize your worth until you finally get to the peakest of your point. Doon mo palang masiset yung boundaries mo. Pag yung tama yung sinabi niyo eh. So ako nagmahal ako, mahal kita, mahal ko lahat, not only in an intimate relationship. Magkapatid, magkaibigan, I love you more than myself. Kaso hindi ko alam pala na hindi ko naman pala alam kung paano pala mahalin yung sarili ko. Now you're expecting a reciprocal relationship. You give 100% and you're expecting 100%. Now, hindi mo malalaman yon until you finally get pissed off. Yung parang, teka, sandali. Bakit parang konti lang ang nare-receive ko? Ako, give ako ng give. Siya naman take. So, doon mo palang masiset yung boundaries. Doon mo marirealize, is it worth it? If it's not worth it, parang okay lang ba sa akin na 10% lang ibigay niya sa akin doon sa 100% na binigay ko? Now, pag sinabi mo sa sarili mo, you have to really admit it. Pag okay sa'yo, no question. You don't
You're settling.
You don't need to ask for more. Pero pag meron ka pa rin question and doubts, then that's the right time for you to set your boundaries. Teka, it's not worth it. Sabi nga ni Sir Drew, I have to learn. Parang ma-realize, ano ba ang halaga ko? Ganito lang ba ang halaga ko? If I wanted more than that, then you set boundaries. Dun papasok yon. Ops, teka, hindi ko na kaya to. Ngayon, kung hindi mo kayang ibigay yung gusto ko, then you have to be very strong. Dapat yung puso mo maayo. Kasi baka suyuin ka lang ng isang araw, biglang
bibigay ka na
naman ulit. So talagang hindi mo marirealize yung na tama ba to? May ano ba ako? I'm really worth it until you really felt na parang syempre hindi ka pupunta sa isang relationship na hindi ka full tank. Pero marirealize mo yung self-worth mo pag naubos na yung tangke ng gas mo. You would not notice that eh. So,
yun kasi yung problema nga, because when we love somebody, we tend to be up there, yung parang, bigay ka lang ng bigay because you love the person, yes. Oo.
It's just like a journey, my dear. Pag may sasakyan ka, pag full tank mo, saan ka pupunta? Biglaan yan eh. That's love. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, hindi mo naman, walang perfecto, di ba? There's no perfect in love. Magiging perfect lang yan pag nandyan na kayong dalawa sa situation na yon, sa isang relationship. So parang, parang ganito yan. Sige, full tank ako, punta tayo ng Batangas. Hanggang one way ka lang. Makakabalik pa ba ako? So yun yung sinasabi mo na if you want, kailangan, you have to be full tank. Yung bang parang you don't expect anything. Parang, love is a journey.
And also, love is always a give and take process when it comes to relationships. And for you to have this kind of question, I am feeling that you're having troubles yung parang you're kind of second doubting if, the love you give is still worth it and the love you're receiving is it enough? But I don't want to preempt, our subtopics in the later discussion or in the latter discussion, because we have a part there where we have to be mindful of toxic relationships and toxic people around us. And how do we maintain self-love when we are surrounded by those situations or people? So we will dive deeper into that question as we go to the tips. Ayoko lang i-preempt kasi medyo marami pa tayong discussion. Oo. But definitely, if you're asking this, how to set boundaries and balance, practical advice, again, always choose yourself.
Yes.
Always choose yourself. Kasi
Choose
sabi nga
yourself.
kanina ni Ma'am Ken, you can never give what you cannot have. So if you're already running on an empty tank, to have that logic or kind of analogy, if you're already running on an empty tank and you are still in that kind of relationship, your love for that person is not being reciprocated and you are losing self-love already. So that should be a red flag.
Yes. Pag red flag na, alam mo na gagawin mo. Pag-gas ka na. Kung wala
Pag-gas
kang
ka na.
pag-gas, stop.
It'll be a difficult situation for you. But we'll dive more into that in a bit. I just hope we gave you a bit, a parcel of wisdom in there. Medyo magulo lang.
Actually, i-contain ang gusto kong sabihin kasi once I start talking, masasagot siya yung mga ibang mga naka-line up na discussion natin.
Oo, nasa subtopics kasi. Ang hirap i-control. But anyway.
Yeah.
Before we go to the fourth one, before we go to the fourth one, I just want to say a quick hello to everybody who's joined us. We are peaking right now. Hello to, let me see, Lorelai Aguas Aguilar, Al Calma, shout out to you. And then, Vicky Meneses Rivera is also watching. Sir Rene Alarcon is also watching. Rain J. Dupitas Pagaling is also watching. Renz Tamayo, Kim James, Dennis John Cabalya, my mom. Hi, Mom. Happy birthday to me. Thank you for giving birth to me. John Pangan is also watching. Hey, I just want to say a quick hello to our friends in Taiwan, Team C. Hello, guys. Ayan, mga resident viewers natin to. Courtney Yan Mendoza is also watching. Lyle Tangquangco is also watching. JM Tag, Sir JM. Sabi niya, happy birthday, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Ruskan Las is also greeting me a happy birthday. Dude, pare, I hope you're all better now and your wife too. Sana makalabas na kayo dyan. God bless you both. And then Ma'am Trish Hart said something meaningful right here. And I have to up that here on our screen. She said, where is it? Self-awareness and self-acceptance
comes with self-love.
Yeah. Yep, we agree. And then Ma'am Roxanne is also watching and she said, happy birthday, mate. Thank you, ma'am. Ate Mia Amparado is also watching. Hello, Ate Mia. Eve Yamson said, yeah, she's watching. Is also saying happy birthday. Thank you so much. John Espera from Tondo is watching from YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much, John. Jessica Dayrit is also watching us right now. And also people from YouTube, I couldn't forget. Mike from India is also watching. Hello, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yep, and those are the people from YouTube. And also Mamang Sen Galvez, I love you, Mamang. Thank you so much for watching my live. I know you're also having your live every Mondays, but thank you very much for dropping by. I'll try to drop by in a bit. All right, now let's go to number 4. Bibilisan natin to para makapunta tayo sa mga tips.
Number 4?
Yeah, just number 4. Yeah. Self-love is acknowledging you are not perfect, you are flawed, you have shortcomings, and yet you are wonderfully normal as who you are and what you are. Ito, the society, our friends, our families, everyone around us, they expect, they expect for us to be perfect all the time, strong all the time, okay, beautiful all the time, no flaws all the time.
You're waiting for V to come in. Fourth one is self-love is acknowledging you are not the perfect. You are not perfect, or you're not perfect. Flawed. You have shortcomings. You are
wonderfully normal as who you are and what you are.
That's good. Now for this one, ma'am, as we wait for V to come in, she might be experiencing some technical issues.
Yeah.
Am I out?
Yeah, you're okay now.
I'm back. Yay. Okay. Thank you for doing the job.
Yung it's okay not to be okay. It's just
it's
normal.
possible, yeah.
Yeah, it's just normal that you're not okay.
And
Well,
like what
for
I
one
was
thing,
saying,
I
oh,
think
sorry,
we
go
could
ahead.
as well na sinasabi sa item na to that we're not perfect, that we
Yeah.
have our limits, that we have our own flaws, that we have things that would make us incomplete. And those flaws, those that we are incomplete, they are things that we could also consider and celebrate. Okay? Kasi who we are. Okay?
Yeah, I agree. Am I still
And
lagging
more
right
so that
now?
in terms of being, kasi ang concern kasi natin pag sa perfection, isip natin, uy, kaya natin siya. We have this parang Superman complex. Iniisip natin lang na, uy, kailangan kong um, gawin lahat. Kailangan magawa ko to on time. Kailangan mabigyan ko to ng
Oh.
oras.
Oh.
But we often forget na, uy, napapagod din pala ako. Na tao rin din pala ako. So we need to acknowledge that we have our own sets of imperfections that we need to respect as well. Okay, ikaw ba, ma'am? What is your take with that?
Am I back? Am I on air now? Do you hear
Yes, you're
me?
on air. Yeah. We can hear you. I can hear you. Drew, can you hear her?
Do you hear me,
I
Drew?
know actually. Is she able to come in?
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
back.
She's back.
Okay, I think I
I
Okay,
hope
see.
both
go
I'm
of
na.
you
seeing.
hear me.
Yeah, I'm seeing her online already.
Yeah,
All right,
she's
do you hear me
online.
now?
Okay, go on, Ma'am V.
Oh, okay, good. Akala ko wala pa ako eh. I think I'm having technical difficulties over here. But yeah, like what I was saying a while back, a lot of people, family, friends, colleagues, everybody who surrounds us, they always, if not always, most of the time, they expect us to be perfect, no flaws, always strong, independent, all the good qualities that a person must possess. But the truth is, nobody is really perfect. There will be days na we couldn't deliver, we couldn't meet expectations, we couldn't give what people want from us, and in fact we couldn't even be perfect for our own selves. Even our own expectations to ourselves hindi natin magawa. We set plans, we set priorities, we have this intentions day in day out, but sometimes they don't materialize, they don't happen, and we just have to accept na may mga
Anyways,
pagkakamali, may
wait
mga
for
pagkukulang
V
tayo.
to join in. I think she really is having some trouble with technically. She is
No, Drew,
experiencing some
she's
technical
okay. She's
difficulties.
online.
She's online.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
online. Go ahead,
No,
ma'am.
Ayun. So, you just have to understand what you are, who you are, and learn to acknowledge the fact that, in the eyes of others, and even in your eyes, you can never be perfect, but that does not mean that you're not worth it. Imperfection does not mean that you are not worth it, or that you are useless, or that you are worthless. Imperfection just means that there's always room for you to grow, to improve, to develop. And a lot of times we are being pressured by the society and the people around us to act perfectly because, they want the best for us. And we have these set standards. And we just have to remember that even if there are standards set by other people, we have our own standards. And we should not pressure ourselves to meeting those standards all the time. And that's my take on that. How about you, Madam Fides?
Dito rin pumapasok yung comment ni Ma'am Trish ba yun?
Mm-hmm. Self-awareness, self-acceptance.
Which one? Alin sa yung self-awareness and self-acceptance comes with
Yes.
self-love?
Yes. Okay, I think now Ma'am Fides is the one that we lost. We're having a lot of technical difficulty right now. Okay. Drew, do you hear me? Just checking the audio. I think both of them are gone. But anyway, guys, while waiting for them to come back on my end, I just want to say hello to the following people. John Christian Pangan said, Ni hao, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Chandler Mabaga is also watching us. John Erstino said, happy birthday. Hello, John. Thank you so much for your video message, my darling. I really appreciate it. And then Rose Ann Miranda Dizon is also watching. And Sir Sailor Cliff Conan is also watching. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the live. Sir Drew, do you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah. What
All right,
happened? Did you
perfect.
encounter some technical difficulties?
No, I was on the screen all the time, and Ma'am Fides was hearing me. Unfortunately, on your end, you cannot. And then Ma'am Fides disappeared on the stream, probably an internet connection problem on her end. You know, it's live, it happens.
Awesome. It
Yep.
happens.
All
Yeah.
right.
We do encounter these things.
So
It's all good.
that
It's all
is
good.
number 4. Yep. Let's move on to number 5 because we have a lot to talk about still. Number 5, self-love is being kind and compassionate to yourself even when the entire world is not. Okay. And I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, you know. You have to stick it out with yourself. Nobody else will, not every time, not every day. So you have to make sure that, you know, your kindness and compassion to yourself remains even when everybody else treats you otherwise. Okay. And Ma'am Fides is back right now. I'm adding her to the stream. Hello, do you hear us?
Yeah, I'm
Here we go.
sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Nagkaroon ng technical problem. Connection
It's all
issue.
right. That happens. Yep, it happens. All right. We're already on. Oh, now Drew is gone. It happens. We're already on number 5. Self-love, being kind and compassionate. Let's go to number 6. Self-love is not temporary gratification, but a lifelong goal. It means when. Okay, I'm
That's
adding him
true.
again. Hello, dude. Now you're back. Welcome back.
This is the first time that we encounter this, to be honest. Yeah, it is
It's all
live,
right.
so this happens.
Yeah, it's all right. Something we cannot control. This is my new mantra in life. If something is not in your control, let it go.
Yeah.
Okay? Let it go. Accept it. But if you can control it, do something about it. But if you cannot,
Let
let
go.
it go. Yeah. And we are
Dito
on
sa
number 6
amin,
already.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dito sa amin, lagi nilang sinasabi, dito sa amin yung if you cannot control, let go. Dito ang naka-expression ng mga Pakistani friends is kaliwali. They always say
Kaliwali.
that. If you cannot control things, yes, kaliwali. It means never mind, let go. Let it go.
Kaliwali.
Tama yan. Yeah, kaliwali. Self-love is not temporary gratification but a lifelong goal. That's true. That should be sa mga sumusubok pa lang, sa mga handle pa lang ng mga challenges, mga number 1 na pwede ninyong gawing mantra ninyo. Ito yung maging number 1 na rule ninyo sa buhay ninyo. Sa mga pa-bloomers, that self-love is not temporary gratification, but a lifelong goal. As long as you satisfy what you need and not what other needs, as long as you love yourself more than anyone else in this world, I think everything will, doon mo na makokontrol yung mga bagay-bagay. Doon mo na masaset yung mga boundaries mo.
All right. And just in case they were not able to catch the article that I read earlier in the live, what we mean when we say temporary gratification, because a lot of people practice this kind of activity or exercise nowadays. Halimbawa yung, pinagpaguran ko naman tong sapatos na to eh. I deserve it. Pinagpaguran ko naman tong pagkain na to eh. I need to buy something for myself. Ginawa ko naman lahat ng makakaya ko. I deserve this concert. I deserve this travel. I deserve to go to this place. I am feeling and I'm starting to feel entitled because, you know, I've sacrificed, I've worked a lot to achieve something. And that is only a type of temporary gratification. You are just making yourself feel rewarded after a hard day's work. And that's not self-love. Automatically. It's not self-love automatically. That is just temporary gratification. You're just giving yourself a reward for something that you have done good on a given day. So what happens? What happens when you can no longer sustain that gratification? Does that mean that self-love stops? Diba? So what's being pointed out here to us is that temporary gratification may be a way to self-love, but it is not the ultimate way to building self-love, because self-love is a lifelong process. It's a day in, day out process that you have to learn and relearn every time. Sir Drew.
Tama. Correct.
I think you were able to mention one key word with your explanation, that self-love or self-care is being able to sustain. Kumbaga nagkakaroon ng sustainability yung love natin para sa sarili natin. So when you say sustainability, uh, at a certain period of time, as in may katagalan yung nararamdaman ng gratification, yung effects niya of happiness, comfort, worth. Yan. Okay? Kasi once you start building up on yourself, investing so much on yourself, then dyan mo pwedeng sabihin, o yung tangki ko, pinupuno ko na. Okay?
Yes, tama.
Ayan. So, we couldn't really conclude na mahal natin yung sarili natin today, tomorrow, and forever. Mahal na natin yung sarili natin, because there will be days that we will doubt, we will question, diba? We will have an empty tank again. And the only way towards self-love really is to always fill up that tank every time it runs out. Mga lifelong siya, you know, there are days that you feel you feel full, and there are days that you feel empty, and it's okay. But the point here is you shouldn't just rely on temporary gratification. Okay? Because that might make you addicted naman, na parang the only way for you to feel self-love is for you to reward yourself. And there are multiple ways on how you may
Kaya nga,
show love.
Oo. Dapat alam nila yung difference between love and self-reward.
Yeah. And we will talk about more of that later.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else, Miss Vides?
No, nasabi niyo na lahat eh. That's okay. So, parang yung hindi siya temporary, it has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Pag hindi mo kayang i-sustain, it's not self-love, then stop it. Move forward.
Yep.
Let it go. Find another way on how you can sustain it. Or find another way on how you can express it. Basta make sure it is sustainable. Parang politika lang yan. Pag hindi mo kaya sustain, lumipat ka. Iwanan mo. Parang ganun.
I know. And before we go to the next topic
or to add further kasi matu-preempt yung ibang mga topics natin.
I know. Just on the overview kasi, but you know, there are a lot of ideas coming out already, and we are trying our best not to give out everything. Yeah. Before we continue, I just want to say a quick hello to my sister who is watching from Korea. Hi, Carla. I love you. I miss you. I hope you're all well there, and Sunu as well. Jerby Santos is also watching. Thank you very much, Jerby. And my sisters greeted me, happy birthday. Thank you very much. I love you. Now, we've already talked about the 6 pointers that we have taken from the article that I just read a while back. This time, let's go to the practical tips on how we may travel the road towards self-love. Okay? So these are not the clear-cut, ultimate only ways for you to achieve self-love, but definitely these will be ways that may be helpful or will be helpful to you should you need to, do some self-loving. And here's the first one. Be mindful. What should you be mindful about? You have to be mindful that people who have more self-love tend to know what they think, feel, and want. They are mindful of who they are and act on this knowledge rather than on what others want from them. Bottom line, be mindful of who you are and what you are and not what others expect you to be. Take it away.
Yes. Parang ano lang yan, no? Heto lang ako. Ito lang ang kaya ko. Parang sa pelikula ni Richard Gomez and Lorna Tolentino na ng self-love, yung sabi niya, eto ang baso ng tubig, kalahati. Kung kulang sa'yo, punuin mo. Kung tama na, then okay na. Parang you don't need to act because they wanted you to act this way. You don't need to be this person because they wanted you to be that person. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
that person because you are that person. So if you don't know this one, parang I think you have to start learning. Be mindful of yourself. Hanggang dito lang ang kaya ko. Kung hindi mo ako
Mm-hmm.
kayang mahalin dahil sa kaya kong ibigay, then I think we better be off, or I think I need to develop more of myself and then I'll come back to you. Parang ganun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since you're using a movie reference, ito when I was still growing up, I've watched this movie. I forgot the title already, but ever since this quotation, it was etched in my memory and in my soul, and it's been one of my mantras in life. The quotation says, "Why try to fit in when you can stand out?" What I'm trying to say here is a lot of people, or many of us, we try to fit in because we
Yes.
want to belong. Okay? We want to belong to a certain group of people. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved by others, to the point that we try to change who we are, what we are, how we look like, so just we could be similar to others. But the truth is, why are we forcing ourselves to be like the others when we can be ourselves, and there are others who will accept us for who we are without having to pretend? A lot of us, we have this misconception
Tama.
that the only way to belong to a certain group of people and the only way to be accepted by others is to be the person that they want us to be. That is pretending. That is lying to yourself, and it's not healthy. If you really want to be accepted genuinely by the people who truly love you, then you have to be who you are authentically. Do not pretend. Okay? If you don't like sushi, but you like this group of people, tell them, I don't eat sushi. Maybe next time we could have some burgers instead. You don't have to always give in to what they want just so they'll accept you. Welcome back, Drew.
Yes. Yan ang
You were
mga
saying, sorry, nawala ako.
It's okay. We're having
yan ang
really.
you have to ba yung difference mo sa iba? Right? We all have
Mhm.
we all shine, we all have on the same boat, pero stand out. Parang ganon.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Tsaka dyan pumapasok yung peer pressure eh. Never ka
Mhm.
magpa-peer pressure. I have mga group of friends ng mga kabataan ko eh. They do drugs, they do
Mm.
parang parang ganon. Lahat halos. Pero ako, I never tried smoking. But we are very good friends. Best friends, actually. So, hindi ibig
Mhm.
sabihin na you don't do similar things. You don't love yourself anymore. No, that's not true.
Mhm.
Because love yourself, dahil alam mo ayaw mo, di wag mong gawin kung ayaw mo. Wag mong gagawin dahil gusto
Mhm.
lang nilang maging katulad ka nila. No, that's not. So, you have to
Mhm.
be mindful of that. Pag ganun yung mga klase ng grupo, ng mga nasasalihan mo, ops, teka, wait lang. Shall
Yeah, it
I
only
stay with
means
this
that.
group or shall I alone?
Yeah.
Kasi ikaw
It,
din at
I think we're really having some technical problem right now, but it's all right. Do you hear me clear and loud and clear?
You're clear on my end.
How about you, Miss Fides? Do you hear me loud and clear?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Sometimes when I react,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm overlapping
You're
to
clear
your
on my end.
statement, so I'm trying to wait. Okay, good. What about you, Sergio? What can you say
That's
about
okay.
being mindful about who you are and not what others expect you to become?
I think it's more of becoming or being able to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. Dito rin pumapasok your limits. So once
Mm-hmm.
you're able to pinpoint those aspects of yourself, you would definitely know how to address certain issues. So maybe if you are if you were able, maybe you might find a way to address them, to build them up just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And at least sabihin natin I'm not good in playing the guitar, but I tried it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a struggle? it might be a struggle. Pero to myself, I gave niya ako. I did something. I might not be good at it, but at least now I am pretty much mindful of what I can and what I cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yep, I agree. And it all boils down
Truly.
to acceptance. Accept who you are and what you are. You know, what you can and what you can't. Because once you're able to accept who you are and what you are, what you're capable and what you're incapable, whatever the other people or whatever other people demands from you or demand from you, you know, you can always say no. Nope, that's not me. No, I will
Yes.
not do that. No, this is me. This is what I can do. And, you know, I'll do it. But sometimes as humans,
I'm learning that now. I'm in the process of learning that now.
uh-huh, good, great. But, you know, like what I was trying to say, as humans kasi, we have the tendency to be pleasers. Gusto natin, piniplease natin ng lahat because we don't want to have bad blood with anybody. Parang, as much as possible, we're always a yes man. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. You know,
Yes.
to the point na, okay, am I still really that person if I said yes to this person? Am I really capable of doing this just because I want this person to be, you know, happy about me or, you know, to be nice to me if I did this or not? So just accept what you are and who you are and not be pressured by others.
Pero ano yun, may konting risk din kasi some people that we consider mentors, they with our abilities. So some might say na hindi ko kaya. Other people are actually saying who really have faith and believes in you na kaya mo naman. Okay? You just need to try. Pero I'm not sure kung saan papasok sa mga previous na pinag-usapan natin. Given have some fluctuations with the signal. At least you tried, and that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to have that kind of perspective na at least natry ko siya. At kung hindi
Mm-hmm.
ko siya kaya, pero kung nakaya ko siya and I was able to keep it, uy, I unlocked new about myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what you're trying to raise here, Sir Drew, is, you know, setting limitations, but at the same time being open to trying new things to improve yourself or to have
Exactly.
self growth.
Exactly.
Pero syempre, on the context of, you know, trying to change who you are for the sake of others' expectations to be fulfilled, that's a different context
Oh, that's a
altogether.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi self-love revolves on permitting others tao dito uh, to get validation from others. And yan yung parang a big no-no for self-love. The last person that you should be
Yes.
giving is person and not by others.
Miss Fides, what about you?
True. Okay na yun. Dapat nga, yung kamukha nung banggit ko kanina, you don't need to love yourself because they need to love you. No. You love yourself because you love yourself. You need to love yourself. Pagka hanggang ito lang kaya kong ibigay. Pag hinihingan ka pa ng more than that you can, try to say no. Hanggang dito lang talaga ako. I
Yeah.
will try. Pag hindi pa rin pumasa sa inyo, then wala na akong magagawa. Hanggang ito talaga ako. You have to love me for who I am, and I have to love you for what I am din. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So tama yung sinabi ni Sir Drew kanina. I totally agree with Sir Drew that you don't need to be validated by others. You have to be validating yourself. Kung tama ba to o hindi. Kung mapapasaya ko ba to o hindi.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree to both of you. That's why we're moving to the next pointer. Act on what you need rather than what you want. This is a difficult task to accomplish as a person because most often we give in to what we want more than what we need. Okay, and this is really a daily
It's
struggle
very
for us.
difficult to... Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's really very hard to define what is, or differentiate what is need and what is want. Sometimes your need is what you want, and sometimes your want is what you need. But because we are two very emotional, very talagang we really give in, nahihirapan tayong i-identify ito. So, ako mahirap eh. Kasi sometimes, ito ang kailangan ko. Pero ito rin ang gusto ko. Parang
Yes.
ang mahirap talaga. Siguro, you can never really identify or mahirap mo siyang ihiwalay. Ako siguro, sa nakikita ko, no, mahihirapan talaga ako na i-identify what is my want and what is my need. Kasi, what if your need is what you want and what you want is your need, and both of your needs and your want is you love doing them.
Minsan kasi there's a difficulty between choosing what you want and what you need kasi what happens is sometimes what you want is unhealthy for you and what you need is the one that is healthy for you. But because you know you are a stubborn person and you want to choose something that you really want instead of what is needed at the moment, you'd rather choose what you want instead of what you need. For example, let's contextualize it para mas maintindihan ng nanonood. A relationship, for instance, you need to let it go, but you want to keep it. It's a toxic relationship that you need to let go, but you still want to keep it because you are stubborn like that. So, it's choosing between what you need to do and what you want to do.
Dahan-dahan, Madam B, dahan-dahan.
Diba? Oh, no, just contextualizing the topic or the suggestion
Parang
here.
si ano yan.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go
It's
ahead.
just like Claudine Barreto and Piolo Pascual. Mahal mo ba ako dahil kailangan mo ako o kailangan mo ako kaya mahal mo ako?
Yeah. Kaya lang kasi ang sinasabi sa atin dito ng mga expert is sometimes focusing on what you want rather than what you need may be an addictive pattern or an addictive behavior. That's why what they're suggesting is rather than choosing what you want really, you go for what you need because it will sustain you in the long run. Kasi wants are temporary whims, capricho. You know, there are impulses. You just want this because of this and that. A certain current state of emotion. Pero yung need, it's lifelong. What do you think, Sergio?
Siguro yung take ko, just to level the playing field. A need and a want are both important. Okay? In terms of yung urgency, yan, dyan natin titignan yan. In terms of urgency, it's a need. Kasi it satisfies us. It satisfies us. But for a want is very much aligned to our desires for pleasure. For something that's, tama sinabi mo, something that's temporary. Sometimes, or at the very most, a want can be either good as well as bad. Kaya nilevel ko yung playing field na ang dalawang yan, importante. Pero in terms of its urgency, punta ka sa need. Okay? So kung pangangailangan mo ay i-build ang sarili mo, at bigyan ng oras ang sarili mo, dun ka. Pero lang yung sabihin nating nag-away kayo ng relasyon mo, at ang kailangan yan pero wag po kayo magpakalasing, mga viewers and listeners. Wag po kayo magpakalasing. Panandalian lang. Sumaya ka kasi you were able to drink something. Pero after that, nagising ka na, wala na. Okay? You have to face the problem once again. Okay?
Yep. We have a comment right here from Amangsen Galvez from YouTube. He said, love yourself, period. LOL. Unahin mo sarili mo, validate yourself. You are your own happiness. But then, there's a question. What if what you want is to be loved and at the same time, love is also what you need? Then it's a win-win situation for you because what you want and what you need are the same things. Right? But the thing is, from whom do you want to be loved and from whom do you need that love? Is it from another individual or is it from yourself? Since we're talking about self-love. Okay, that's my follow-up
Yes,
question.
it has to be yourself.
Sino bang gusto mo magmahal sa'yo? Will it be another person? A
Magmahal
romantic?
sa'yo.
Or will it be yourself? Kasi if what you want is to be loved by the other person, because again, going back, you have an empty tank. It's gonna be a tough job for the person. Kasi he's trying to fill up an empty tank. But if you wanna be loved,
Mahirapan sila pareho. Yeah.
yeah, if you wanna be loved and then you are running on a full tank, okay, go ahead. Be loved by the other person, however the other person wants to love you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Sa
my
akin
thing.
sa akin on how I am dissecting the question is that what kind of love are you referring to? Kasi there is a love wherein it's something intimate. There's a love that is more of being there's a there's also another form of love na talagang it's just by hangin lang siya, tapos na. So you also need to weigh that. So kaya yun, babalik yung question mo sa tanong, anong klaseng pagmamahal ang consider mo ba? Yun.
Is it self-love or romantic love, diba? That's the thing. Kasi there are a lot of kinds of love. Sure.
Sige, madam.
Kanina napag-usapan natin yung yung kanina babalikan ko lang kasi kadugtong parang follow-up ko din dito. Yung parang pagka ba nagsettle ka doon sa kaya niyang ibigay lang sa'yo, will it be considered as a self-love?
You mean you are in a relationship tapos ito
parang
lang
you
yung
wanted to be loved by you wanted to be loved kaya niyang ibigay sa'yo?
There are a lot of...
Is that considered as self-love? If you settled for...
I think the word is not really settling, but more so accepting. Kasi like what I said, ganito, let's contextualize it. We have different languages of love. Some people show their love to other people by giving gifts. Other people show their love by act of service. Okay? So what if your partner manifests his love for you by giving gifts, pero sa serbisyo hindi siya? Okay. Now, what you're asking me is, kung tatanggapin ko ba na yung partner ko, pinapakita lang niya yung mahal niya ako by giving me gifts and not serving me food on bed or not cooking for me, is that settling? Is that a manifestation of self-love? I'd like to question the word settling there. Kasi you might be settling if you're not contented. Okay? You might be settling for less if you're not contented. But if you are contented, that's not settling. It's accepting. You're accepting the limitations of the person you chose to love na ganun lang talaga siya magmahal. That's how he is wired to love you, by giving gifts. Hindi niya kayang bigyan ka ng service, hindi kanya kayang kantahan, hindi ka kayang bigyan ng ganito or ganyan. So, ang daming dynamics kasi when it comes to relationships. It depends on your situation. If you're not contented, but you choose to stay, you're settling. But if you're contented and you choose to accept the limitations of your partner, then that is acceptance. That is my take on that. Why are you laughing, Drew?
Nothing.
Why are you laughing? Anyway, before we continue, let's have a quick hello to the viewers right now. We have Dawi Pascual UC, Ross Ramirez, Tito Peter Lapus is also watching, Pim Suarez Kayanan from Saudi Arabia is also watching. Hello. Jeza May Tamon and Corpus is also watching. And then Aljane Mikey Julao is also watching. Edric S. Rivera is watching. Diane Donadino is watching. Nechiwu is watching. Hello. Janina May Violago Tuazon is watching. Larissa De Leon Dizon is watching. Joey Derit is also watching. And my best friend since high school, oh my gosh, she's watching from YouTube. Hi, Chi. I miss you. I love you too. Thank you for joining the live. Ayan. Nawala si Madam Fides. Anyway, I'll up another comment right here. Another individual.
Yeah, meron siyang follow-up. Yeah.
Mahal niya ako in so many ways. He want to be in a no-label kind of love with me. Hindi ka niya mahal. Biglang ginanon agad no?
Well, blunt as that, yeah. But I think let's try to redirect with the current topic that we are. Ang babalik ko lang dyan ay unahin mo ulit ang sarili mo. Yung pwede kong sabihin. Ibalik mo ulit yung ano kasi dyan yung I think we already stepped in this premise earlier, di ba? Yung you're giving so much already to the point na nagiging martyr ka na. Tapos pinipilit mo na we have a relationship and walang label. Gusto ko I want to stay in this kind of relationship. Back up a bit. Kasi the more that you put yourself in a situation of giving and giving, and there's nothing wrong in giving, but what's important is also something that you leave or give something back to yourself. Kasi yan yung importante. Okay? So you try mirror. I mean, it's a mirror to yourself. What do I really need? Do I love myself? Can I love myself again? Can I give something back already to someone that already gave so much? Yeah.
Ayan, nag-react siya dun sa sinabi ko. Sabi niya, walks out. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just, trying to be playful around here. Pero seriously though, mahal niya ako in so many ways. He want to be in a no-label kind of love with me. Ang hindi ko maintindihan ito bakit handa siyang mahalin ka, pero hindi siya handang bigyan ka ng label? That's weird for me. Because once you're ready to love somebody, you're willing to give label to that person. Unless, of course, you are in a situation that is far more complicated than our assumptions. Probably, this person is in another relationship, an official relationship, but you're the one he loves, and he wants to keep you around for himself or herself. Kaya lang hindi ka niya mabigyan ng label because there are restrictions. There's a situation going on, behind the situation that you have with this person. But the thing is, if he's ready to give you the love that you say in so many ways, why can't he give you a single damn label? Nagmura bigla Why? What's stopping him? Diba? I need to understand what's stopping this person. Why can he not give you a label when you say he wants to love you in so many ways? I mean, you deserve that label. If he truly loves you, you deserve that label.
Our situations.
Yes, Miss Fides, you're saying.
Sabi mo nga kanina, Madam V, maybe there are situations behind. May mga reasons behind the situation.
Probably. I'm presuming. Yes, I'm assuming there might be a situation going on. Or it could be na walang sitwasyon. It's just that the person is ready to love but is not ready for commitment.
Kanya, pero hindi
yeah. Diba? It could be that. Mahal ka ng taong to, for sure, in so many ways.
Then no problem.
Yep. Yan, di ba? Kasi magkaiba yan Somebody may be ready for love, but somebody is not, that person too is not ready for commitment. Those two are different things, love and commitment. If they happen at the same time, good for you. But if they don't happen at the same time, it'll be difficult for you. Di ba? And then my friend from high school, my best friend from high school said, "Thank you, dude. Haha. You know what? I really miss you. Kasama ko to dati sa radyo, si Chichi. It feels weird that I have to greet you as if, you're a stranger to me." And then she commented, "'Cause he's married. LOL. Probably he's married. I don't know. I can't tell for sure." But Sen Galvez confirmed right here. He said, he is healing from depression. This is gonna be a tough one, a tough call to make.
Kamukha yung sinabi mo kanina, Madam V.
Yeah, go ahead, Miss Fides.
Yeah, yung sinabi mo kanina, no matter what the situation is, kamukha ng sinabi ni Sir Drew, as long as you accept the situation you are into, I think that is, we can consider it as self-love. Kagaya niyan, bakit hindi niya kayang lagyan ng label? Probably, sabi niya ni Miss Sen is he's having a depression or healing from depression. Then, dyan papasok yung boundaries mo hanggang kailan ka kayang maghintay dun sa phase na malagpasan niya yung depression niya. Will you be willing to stay with him until he completely healed? Or if not, then go out of the relationship. Do not expect anything. Dun papasok yung boundaries, sinasabi kanina rin. So, it will still boil down to the reason that you are loving yourself more than anyone else. Kasi kaya kong maghintay. So, kung kaya mong maghintay, then don't put any questions on the relationship. Don't expect too much. Now, if you are expecting more than what he can give you, then I think you really need to find ways on how you can get out of the relationship or on how you can accept na hanggang doon lang muna siya. Kung kaya mong maghintay, then if not, if he's mad,
Okay. I think we're losing you, Miss Fides.
If he's mad, and then ikaw ang round.
Yeah. Your line is breaking, Miss Fides, but I hope sa end ng viewers natin, they got everything that you said. But on my end, really, medyo naglag ka. So it's okay. I think it's really just on my end and Sir Drews. But anyway, if you talk about depression right now, it's really a sensitive topic, to touch on. Kasi I can't tell if he is clinically diagnosed as depressed or he's just depressed for the common term as depressed, malungkot, extremely sad. Yes, exhausted. So I really couldn't give out too much take on this one or opinion on this one because I really want to be sensitive about the situation of your partner, no? I couldn't really question why he is depressed or why he decided to be in a no-label relationship with you while he is depressed. I may ask you na lang, are you the anchor that keeps him sane while he's going through this depression? That's why he couldn't let you go, even though, he loves you, but he couldn't give you a label. But like what Miss Fides said, if you really love this person, like going back to what I said a while back too, if you really love this person, two things. You accept that he's not ready for it because, on his own, he's going through a rough patch, no? Or you may choose yourself and say, if we really love each other and we're meant for each other, maybe it's about time that we heal apart. If you have to go through your depression alone, or if you want to sort things out first, think about what you want muna. If it's really me, if it's this relationship talaga or hindi, we can just separate ways for now. And, maybe a year from now or two, we'll figure out what we really want from each other. Ayun, may comment. Yes, he said I'm anchor. Oh, no. Is he clinically depressed?
Actually, I think we could limit our discussion regarding depression kasi that's a totally different story. You're sensitive. Just to go for discussion about self-care. What I want to ask to our listeners na how much more can you give? Kasi as much as we have this idea that love conquers all. As long as you love this person, things can happen. Miracles can happen. But how long can you hold on? How much more can you give? Kasi may hangganan ka rin. Alalahanin mo yun. Hindi ka pwedeng bigay ng bigay. O ulitin ko ang sinabi ko kanina, hindi pwedeng mag-lagi tayong martir 24/7. Tayo martir. Ako po tayo, may mga pangangailangan at meron din tayong mga kailangan gawin para sa sarili natin. Kaya nga, we need to give space for ourselves. Okay, and mom is back.
Yeah, I actually removed her again because she's still walking.
Yeah, I hope I was able to catch at least something that you could remember, I guess, sinabi namin. Kasi una-una kasi, in a more psychological perspective, it's really hard to discuss depression as it is very sensitive. I do respect kung ano man what that person is going through. But I don't want to presume and also question kung ano mang nararamdaman niya. Pero still, it's quite.
Yep. And also, Mamang Sen, no, we are really not in the position to judge you for your choices. And we understand how selfless you are right now to stick it out with that person for 3 years now without having label at all with that person. Yes. And we also understand the predicament or the situation of your partner because sabi mo nga he's going through some depression regardless if it's clinically diagnosed or just extremely in a sad state. Siguro, this is the ultimate question that I could ask you for us to give clarity to your concern. Does it affect the relationship that you don't have label? Kasi there are some relationships na even if they don't have label, there is mutual respect, there is love, there is commitment. Wala nga lang talagang label. If you've watched the movie of Jennifer Aniston and Ben Affleck. The title is "He's Not Just That Into You," if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the movie. That's the title of the movie. He's not just that into you. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Aniston, in their characters in that movie, they've been boyfriends and girlfriends, lived in partners for 7 years. Ben was committed to Jen, no lying, no cheating, no whatsoever, but they just lived in partners, no marriage, not that kind of label. The other partners married sila, but there was cheating, there was lying. And so Jen Aniston, the character of Jen Aniston, realized in that movie, why am I seeking for marriage when Ben, my partner, has always been committed to me for 7 years and he has done responsibilities of a husband to me, even if we're not married, even if we don't have that label. So, I'm just trying to ask you right now, does it affect your relationship or does it affect you that you don't have any label? Because if it does, that's going to be a problem. But if your answer is you're not affected at all, the relationship is smooth, even with no label, then I think it's just a minute, factor to consider in the relationship if it has been working for you already for 3 years. And then there's a comment right here. He said, "I'm tired actually. I can no longer keep up." Oh, love, hugs. What do we do? Oh.
Again, we can only do so much. But for one thing, yun nga, I think this gives so much emphasis on putting ourselves back sa race. Minsan ang ginagawa natin, muna natin yung ibang tao. Parang iba muna, saka na ako. Others first. And then, saka na ako. To the point na, yung kakasaka na, we're already, wala na tayo sa lane natin. So, I think this is a realization for not only to our viewers, but for every one of us, that sometimes we need to take a breather. That sometimes it's important for us to just stop and rest and just be mindful of what am I feeling right now? What can I do with what I'm feeling? How can so that I could express it out, let it out, release it, so that in one way or another, the tension is okay.
May bukas pa naman di ba?
Yeah, I mean, there's more philosophical, hindi nawawala yun. Or more than hope, there will always be faith. Something that you can hold on to.
Yes.
Kaya, yun, I think, just to go back to our discussion about self-care, we all need to consider again to give some space for us again.
Yes, that's
Kasi
true.
nasanay tayong
So if you're
binibigay natin
tired,
lahat sa iba.
madali
Sige,
kasi
madam, you're
sabihin
saying.
sa atin, madali kasi sabihin that we can stop, right? Tapos pag sinabi natin, I'm so tired, tapos we will give them some advice na you stop. Madaling sabihin, oo, kasi baka ibalik sa atin ng mga nanonood eh. Ang daling sabihin kasi wala ka sa sitwasyon na yon. Pero that's the only thing that you can do. If you're tired, then stop. Take a rest. Take a rest. Para ka lang naglilinis ng bahay. Gusto mo matapos mo lahat. Pero pagod ka na. Wala ka ng kaya na lakas. Pahinga ka. May bukas pa. May iba pang pagkakataon. So, yun lang the best. Kahit sabihin natin na mahirap sabihin kasi wala ka sa situation, madali lang sabihin yan, but you really have to stop. Para i-fill in mo ulit yung nawawala mo at makahinga ka at mabuo ulit yung oxygen na nawala sa katawan mo. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason. That's the best thing advice is just to rest, stop. Parang take a break. Humingi ka ng leave of absence. Parang 1 day, 2 days. And then you just search for your soul again. And then when you were able to find yourself and your soul, then go back. If you still feel the same, no problem. If merong kakaiba, then you finally come to realize na I am much worth than this one.
Yeah. And I think the dilemma here of Mamang Sen is really, do I need this relationship or do I still want this relationship? Because he's been his anchor for about 3 years now. Ako naman, for the practical side, Mamang, no, not to meddle in your relationship, but since you opened it up to us, if you are tired, please remember that even if you are the anchor of this person, you are still a human being who goes through a lot of things on your own. May sarili kang problema. Okay? Even if you are in a so-called situationship or relationship with this person, you still have your own life to spend. Hindi naman porket ikaw ang anchor niya, siya na lang din ang bit-bit mo sa buong buhay mo, right? Now, if the person that you're with is really depressed and is in need of support, I highly suggest we go to the authorities,
Professional.
professionals. Punta tayo sa doktor. You can ask him, love, babe, do we need to seek professional help in this situation? Because honestly, pagod na ako. Parang exhausted na ako. I've been there for you for 3 years. Hindi naman sa sinusumbat ko, but I just want you to know that I get tired too. And I'm at a point in our relationship that wala na akong kayang ibigay because I've exhausted every ounce of love and support I could give you for 3 years. Now, I'm not saying that I'm turning my back on you because I love you. Clearly, you love him. It's just that you're tired and you cannot keep up right now because you are running on an empty tank, no? You could ask him, should we seek for professional help? You know? And, your partner may say yes to this. Okay? Your partner may say no to this, but at least you're giving him other options out there na hindi lang ako ang pwede mong takbuhan in this time that you're undergoing through troubles. May iba ding tao pwedeng tumulong sa atin because right now, I couldn't give so much anymore because yun nga, you're exhausted like what you said. Okay, I think honesty is also a thing to consider here. Tell your partner in such a way na hindi naman matitrigger yung depression niya if he's really clinically diagnosed as depressed, But then again, it's still your choice, your call. Ang sinasabi lang namin dito, since we're on the topic self-love, do not lose yourself in the process of trying to be strong for your partner. You can only do so much for the person. Okay? Baka
And what
mag-end up
matters
yung dalawa
is-
malungkot.
Yeah. Oh, sabi nga dun sa
You were
kanta,
saying, ma'am.
sabi nga dun sa kanta, it's not how long, how you held each other's hand. What matters is that you loved at all. So, hindi ibig sabihin na magpapahinga ka, tatalikuran mo na siya.
Yep. You just need that highly needed break lang. Highly needed break.
Yes.
Yep.
Bakasyon
And we have other...
Magbakasyon ka lang.
Oo. Kasi naman tong COVID na 'to, hindi tayo makagala. Alam mo, wala tayong ibang outlet para mag-distress tayo, Kaya napupuno yung mga emotions natin and all that.
Are we
We have
still on
another.
topic 1? Are we
We
still on
are
the mind?
on the second one, actually. Second
one.
topic.
Okay.
Wants and needs. Wants versus needs.
Okay.
We have some comments lang here from YouTube. John Perez said, kaya niyong mahalin ang isa't isa kung kaya niyong irespeto ang isa't isa, in reference to the previous problem that we were talking about. And then he
Yes.
also said, subukan natin muling mahalin si God. Well, yes, that is one another thing to consider. If it's really a worse situation, let's go back to God. It's true. And then sabi ni Mamang Sen Galvez, stop and rest. Thank you. Duly noted. It's time for me to pick up myself again. Yes. And we support you.
Congratulations.
Mhm. And you know what? Siguro I'm just assuming, no? Baka there's this fear in you na if you take a break for now and you turn your back to your partner for the meantime, siguro may fear sa'yo na ma-judge ka. Na parang, ba't mo iniwan? Depressed na nga yung tao, iniwan mo pa. Or ba't tumigil ka depressed na nga, ikaw yung anchor, iniwan mo pa, ikaw na lang yung sandigan niya. Stop listening to those noises. Those are unnecessary noises. Ikaw lang at yung partner mo yung nakakaalam what's going on in the relationship. So, ikaw lang at ang partner mo lang ang kailangan mong pakinggan sa situation na to.
Tama. Okay.
And then, John Espera said, isa lang po ang buhay, piliin nating maging masaya. That is true as well. And then
That is
from
true.
Marius Ganya Menesa said, happy birthday po. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. That is number 2. Just number 2, acting on what you need rather than what you want. And for that situation, I think what you need is a well-deserved rest. Take a break. Okay, don't push it pag di na kaya. Number 3, practice good self-care. And there are a lot of ways on how to practice good self-care. And when we say self-care, what we mean is self-nourishment physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and mentally.
Yes.
All right? So, pag sinabi natin physical nourishment, to provide love to yourself, eat healthy, exercise,
Feel good
meditate.
about yourself.
Yes, feel good about yourself. Put makeup on. When you wake up in the morning, face the mirror, good vibes agad. Hello, beautiful.
Woke up
Good
like
morning,
this.
handsome. Yes, exactly. You have to always start your day on a positive note. Okay? Emotional naman, you may keep a diary with you, write down everything that you feel, whether good or bad. Write down your plans, write down your achievements, those daily feats that you encounter day in, day out, write them down. They will inspire you to do better each day. Spiritual, well, of course, whatever your belief is, you cannot really go to church, but you can always pray. Before going to bed, when you wake up, pray. Financially,
Before
if
and
you're
after sleep.
working, financially, if you're working, then save up. Okay? And if you are a big spender, maybe, you could rearrange your finances, do something nice for yourself, nourish yourself. What do you think, guys?
Sa akin, I would clearly emphasize this. As there are millions, billions of people in the world, there are also many ways to give care to yourself. Ganun lang, as simple as that. So, my self-care routine is different.
Nawala siya?
Yeah, Sir Drew, we're missing you. Okay, while we're waiting for Sir Drew to come back, I just want to say a quick hello to everybody who's still with us right now. Jeshel Aboy is watching. Jennifer T. Gonzalez is watching. Hi, ma'am. Ma'am Heidi is also watching. Hello, thank you so much. Carlo Tayag is also watching. Larissa Dizon is watching. Donna Santa Maria is also watching. Jerome LD is also watching. Jeshel Aboy from Canada is also watching. And then Charnel Espino said, happy birthday, ma'am. Thank you so much, my love. Tita Emily De Ramos is watching. Thank you po. Tita Loretta Ginto is also watching. Sir Denden Vashrudin is also watching right now. And he said, happy birthday, V. Thank you so much, sir. All right, Sir Drew, you're back. You were saying, we missed you a while back.
Where was I cut off? Basta ang sinasabi ko lang, everyone has a different way of caring for yourself. It has many different forms. You need to find what best fits you. Okay?
Yep. And
Tama.
another way, yes, Miss Fides, you were saying.
Yeah, it's correct. I agree with Drew. There are a lot of ways on how to take good care of yourself. For self-care,
Mm-hmm.
you have to just choose. So parang lahat pa rin, mula kanina from number one hanggang dito, mula sa umpisa, parang ang nakukonclude ko, meron na akong konting conclusion that self-love is a matter of choice.
Yes, it is. Definitely. It's really a choice to make. And you really have to make it. Otherwise, you lose yourself, you know? Yep. Another way on how to nourish oneself or how to practice good self care is to stop comparing yourself to other people, especially in this day and age where, social media imposes this is what is beautiful, this is what is right for you, this is what you must do. If you're not going to do this, you're out, dude. Well, you know what? That is just pure advertisement, pure bandwagon. So
Yeah.
stop comparing your lifestyle, stop comparing your life, stop comparing your looks to other people because you're unique, you are you, and you really don't need to compare yourself to other people because what's the point? Sabi nga nung isang video sa TikTok na napanood ko, imagine if everybody on earth is vanilla flavor, nakakaumay.
Yes.
Right? So you have to be chocolate sometimes. You have to be pistachio sometimes. You have to be, I don't know, mango peach sometimes. Don't desire for vanilla because vanilla is ordinary, baby.
Hoy, there is always a special in ordinary.
No,
Wag mo
what
lang,
I'm,
no, ordinary lang. So,
no, what I'm trying
siguro
to say
ganito
is,
lang, yung, parang, you have to, parang, yan, nawala ako. Yung self-care is, yung sinabi ni Sir Drew na you have to choose where will you fit. Tapos yung sinabi mo kanina, Ma'am Vina, you have to be stand out, parang ganon.
mm-hmm,
Dito
mm-hmm,
siguro, parang ang pwedeng sabihin, hayaan mong sila ang maglaway sa'yo. Hayaan mong sila ang
possibly.
maghabol sa'yo. Make
Mm-hmm.
something that they will run for you, not you running for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But point in case here really is, yeah, you don't really have to always compare yourself to other people. Not your looks, not your lifestyle, not your finances, not who you are, what you are. Kasi what we see normally out there on social media or even not in social media talaga is the only good about their lives. Yung pangit sa buhay nila, hindi naman kasi nila ifa-flaunt eh. You
Mhm.
know? So there's
Tama.
really no point in comparing yourself because all we see is the good thing and really not the real thing. Right, Sir
Tsaka
Drew?
baka
Yes, ma'am. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
yung
Yes,
pwede
ma'am.
sa'yo, hindi applicable sa kanila. Yung applicable sa kanila, hindi applicable sa'yo. So, kanya-kanya
Mhm.
talaga tayo. We
Yeah,
have our
definitely.
own uniqueness. So, we have to shine of that uniqueness in us. Not because we shine because we want to become similar with them. No.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, Sir Drew, you were saying.
It's I'm just justifying yung trying not to compare with other people. You always not trying to compare who's first, who's second, and focus on your own lane.
Mm-hmm. Oo. Well, in general, even yung accomplishment ng ibang tao or yung timeline nila, like, bakit si ganito, 30 years old na may kotse na? Ako, 30 years old, wala pa akong kotse. Who cares? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the timeline that they follow. It's not your own timeline. You have your own life to live. So don't live the way they do. If it's a car
Very
that
true.
makes them happy, but it's a dog that makes you happy, you're both happy. Who cares? And sometimes we're
Yes.
so hard on ourselves this way na parang dahil wala akong ganito, meron siya. Or dahil ganun siya, hindi ako ganun. I mean, why are you setting your standards based on how other people live their life?
True.
Diba? So yeah, that's another way. Pa-shoutout lang mga ma'am, mga sir. Airy Side Australia from Australia said, "Happy birthday, KV. I miss you." And pa-shoutout from Australia. Hello, Mike. Good morning or good evening. How are you
Good
doing?
evening.
Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining the live. Ayun. So, another thing po that we could practice good self-care is this. And I think this will be very helpful to everybody. Meditation and detachment from social media. Okay, ibig sabihin, try once in a while paggising mo, huwag ka munang mag-check ng cellphone, huwag ka munang mag-check ng online accounts mo.
Yeah.
'Di
Ang
ba?
tawag ng mga students dyan is SOCMED. SOCMED.
SOCMED.
SOCMED talks. Yan. Social media detox.
SOCMED.
SOCMED.
Okay.
SOCMED detox.
SOCMED talks.
SOCMED detox. Kasi, yeah, you're actually correct there, V, that ang dami kasi nangyayari sa social media, ang daming levels of toxicity. So, huwag mo nang dagdagan yung stress and anxiety mo. Alam mo yun?
Huwag ka nang
Alam mo yun,
makisawsaw. Huwag ka nang makidagdag sa problema ng lipunan.
I mean, it's okay if you need to be aware of it. But have some time na parang, alam mo yun, rest muna ako, huwag muna akong makinig ng balita. Kasi that's actually what psychologists are encouraging right now with the current situation that we have, that as much as possible, try to limit your exposure to news and social media. Kasi the more that you expose yourself with a lot of these kinds of information, once you are idle, ang dami mong iniisip. Umiikot lagi sa isip mo yan. So, is it helping you? Definitely not. So, kailangan i-schedule mo siya. Find a time of the day na alam mong I'm free, I'm open, I'm okay to receive information. Pero pag apak na ng gabi, like for example, right now, avoid watching the news maybe just watch TV and those kinds of simple things. They are very important. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, Miss Fides.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. No,
Marami
honestly,
ka pa yatang mga pointers so
there are a lot actually. We just want to stress that one out kasi we are very exposed to social media nowadays. The toxicity level is overwhelming, and I for one can attest when I started deactivating my social media accounts for a while. You remember this, guys? I told you on our group chat that I won't be on any platform for a while. I felt peaceful, honestly. I felt peaceful, but only when I had the urge to go back because I need to earn from YouTube. That's the only time I was, convinced that, hey, go back to social media again. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come back. Kasi, it's toxic and I really don't want it. But yeah, you have to try it. To our listeners, you have to try it. It may help you. Yeah, it may help you. We have a comment right here. Ay, sorry, Ms. Fides, go ahead po.
Kahit mag-off ka lang ng cellphone mo ng 2 oras.
Yeah, totoo, that's very helpful. Lalo na yung, eto kayo working, no? Like after the work hours, meron pa rin nagte-text sa inyo, tumatawag about work. Shut your phone off! Diba? Sabi mo nga kanina, work-life balance. If you need time for yourself, okay. Patayin ang cellphone na yan. Patayin ang mga laptop na yan. Give yourself an hour or 2. I agree, Ma'am Fides. That's a very good advice.
Thank you.
All right. We have a comment right here. It's coming from YouTube. Let me just go to that platform. Here's what it says. Last year, I chose to care for myself more. After doing something stupid in 2018, I had to bounce back. I went back to my first love, kind of, dance, and worked out by enrolling in bar classes. I enrolled in another gym for strength training, while bar, if I am pronouncing it right, was for my mind. I subscribed to diet plans to manage my expenses on food and also food choices. It became my routine and felt loads better. I moved on from 2018 quite well. LOL. It started as a preparation for my brother's wedding, but then it became a new lifestyle for me. Sometimes, which this is the part that I really appreciate, sometimes if you stop calling it self-care and just consider it your lifestyle, it works. And if you can only really learn of it when you do it. And then I was body shamed for losing weight, but my head was in a much better space and I found who really my friends are. That's what she said. And then she added, self-love can also mean avoiding toxicity and embracing positivity. Oh yeah, rock on, definitely.
That's a message coming from YouTube. And I like that part when she said, if we stop calling it really self-care, but more
Self-care.
so lifestyle, di ba? If it really becomes part of your life, the daily things you do that improve yourself, yeah, probably it will be sustainable like that. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Sige.
Parang sa personality development, uh, keep on practicing. Once you parang nag-enjoy ka sa practice, sa pina-practice mo, it becomes your habit. And
Mm-hmm.
once it becomes your habit, it becomes your attitude. And once it
Mm-hmm.
becomes your attitude, it becomes your character.
Wow. Wow,
Mahal
that's
yung sagot.
nice. It deserves a clap, a slow clap.
So,
Exactly.
that's what tinuturo natin yan sa personality development.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wanted yes, I agree with the comment on the YouTube that if we stop from naming it or labeling it as self care,
Care.
yeah, lifestyle, and it becomes who you are, a new
Mm-hmm.
life, a new beginning, and a new you. And then
Mm-hmm.
definitely once you become your new you, you continue to become the best. And all positivity, nasa iyo na. And wala ka nang magiging negative nun. Kung meron
Oo
man,
naman.
very, very slight lang. And you
Mm-hmm.
can control and handle it very well.
Yeah. What about you, Sir Drew?
Well, for one thing sa akin, that is actually a very good example of how self-care becomes transformative. And
Mm-hmm.
yun naman kasi talaga yung goal nun, na it transforms you uh, to become a better version of yourself. Okay? Um, for one thing, I might clash with this kind of ideation na instead of just seeing it as lifestyle. Kasi ang hirap kasing mag-jump in na, uy, I need, I'm speaking in a more realistic plane, na ang hirap sabihin kasi na, uy, gagawin ko na siya. Hindi. Self-care most because a certain level of tension, a certain level of anxiety or even stress, that we surrender ourselves in that moment of us caring for ourselves. We devote time for ourselves. Pero after a while, once we reach um, yung harvest natin dun sa pagbibigay sa split, realize natin, uy, I think this is working for me. And then eventually, that self-care routine becomes a habit. And from that habit, if it is sustained, sa lifestyle. So, if
Mm-hmm.
you see, hindi siya kaagad-agad na self-care lifestyle. Hindi siya. It should be self-care, habit, and no, self-care, a choice, and habit, and then a lifestyle. Sinabi ko
Yeah.
yung choice kasi importante na bukas sa puso mo yung
Isip
gagawin mo.
pa.
Okay?
Tama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tama.
So from
Agree.
choice, it becomes a habit, and then
Habit.
from habit, it
Habit,
becomes a
it becomes your
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we've been telling our viewers a while back since the early part of the live stream that it is really a lifelong journey to achieve
Yeah.
self-love. Kaya nga nagiging siyang, step by step siya. And speaking of
Yes.
that, kahit walang connection, I just want to greet the following people who's joined the live. Uh, Eri from Australia said, evening na po. Okay, so good evening, mate. Paul Henry Yap Kizon is also watching. Rench Dungo has joined the live. Renji Perez, hello Renji, I miss you. He's watching the live too. Tito Joey Ocampo is also watching the live, and Ma'am Joy D. De La Cruz David is also joining us right now. Hello, good evening to everybody. Okay,
Good
so
evening
that is
po.
just number 3, practice self-good care physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Even detachment from social media is also important nowadays. Meditation, me time, having alone time, work-life balance. These are all important factors that contribute to building self-love. Okay,
Yes.
so now let's go to number 3. This
4.
is one of my. Sorry na po. Number 4, losing count. Aha, it's already 10. My threshold 10. I'm starting to, get battery drained. But anyway, number 4, set boundaries. One of my favorites. And when we talk about boundaries, what we're really saying here is this: we set limitations and we set standards. We are actually putting a clear line between what we want others to do unto us. It's like saying you love yourself more when you set limits or say no to work, love, or activities that deplete or harm you physically, emotionally, and spiritually, or express poorly who you are. Setting boundaries. If you know who you are, you know what you are, and you start setting limitations and boundaries on what people may ask from you or what work, love, relationships, and activities demand from you, then it could lead to some sense of self love. What do you guys think?
Sige, madam.
That's true. So once you set parang kamukha nung going back to the question, how are you going to set boundaries or limits? You have to really know yourself. Number one thing na pwede mo gawin is knowing yourself. This is what I can. This is me. This is what I want. These are my needs. And then if you are depending your happiness on somebody else, and then I think you have to set boundaries. Dun ka na mag-start to set boundaries. You have to love yourself. You have to be happy because you make yourself happy, not because other make you happy. It just follows. Bonus na lang yon. Pero ang pinaka mission mo talaga sa buhay is to make yourself happy. Sabi nga nung isang commenter mo kanina, Madam V, that maikli lang ang buhay, so we have to be happy. Setting your boundaries like, hindi ko kaya to, then stop. Don't do it. Huwag kang magpa-peer pressure. Tapos yung social media mo, yun, ayoko na mga toxic na mga news or mga kung ano-ano mga chika-chika dyan na nakaka-toxic sa akin, then stop. So pag alam mo na hindi mo pala nagugusto, pag alam mo na hindi mo gusto, yun parang doon na pumapasok yung kaya mo nang mag-set ng boundaries kasi ayaw mo na siya.
Yep. And it's very important and healthy that we set these boundaries kasi we're also giving other people the limitation and the standards that we have set for ourselves on how they may treat us, what they may get from us, whether these people are from work, from our relationships, or people we meet with our daily activities. Yeah. Sir Drew.
Maybe just to emphasize what the both of you that boundaries or self-made boundaries, let me be specific for that on that. Self-made boundaries is setting up a barrier based on your values that you will not allow anyone to cross. Ganun natin siya tingnan. And these values may vary, maybe how you express who you are, your identity, your sexuality, your spirituality, anything that's you as the person as you are right now. Even what you eat. Okay? Kasi if you value your health, then you know that this kind of diet maybe works because you are able to ask a professional about it. Then, mo sarili mo, I don't need to compare myself with other people. I don't need to tag along on how other people are progressing. I need to focus on myself. And alam mo, parang I'll go back to what I said a while ago. I don't need others' validation. I need to, if I am to change for myself, if I am to change, I will change for myself. Not because somebody told me so, but because I wanted it to be. Okay? Yun po. And I think
parang research paper lang yan or thesis paper sa mga estudyante na nakaka-relate sa atin na nag-thesis na. Di ba merong chapter doon ng ating research is scope and limitations.
Yep.
So, this is my scope and this is my limitation. You write down what is your scope and then find out hanggang saan ang limit ng scope na yon. Kung bang parang gusto mong i-research ang buong mundo, hindi ka ba kaya mahihirapan? O kung paano umiikot ang mundo, hindi ka ba mahihirapan doon? O kung nahihirapan ka doon, o di isipin mo na lang, paano kaya umiikot yung electric fan? Yun na lang. Parang you have to set limitations. Kasi part din yan ng self-care mo eh. Researching about yourself, developing yourself, nourishing yourself, and then, hanggang dito lang ako. limitations.
Yeah.
Tandaan nyo
But
lagi yan, mga kids.
And
yes.
then,
But
might I
I
add
sorry,
lang,
sorry. Go ahead.
Ma'am
Go ahead.
V?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Kasi baka isipin nila na, uy, boundaries or limitations, they might sound very negative.
I
Let's try to correct that. These boundaries are not meant to pull you down. These
uh-huh.
boundaries are meant to protect you. It is to
Mm-hmm.
maintain a certain level of parang, uy, hanggang dito muna ako, kasi kapag sumobra ako, baka mahulog na ako. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
tama.
Kumbaga,
Mahulog ka
Yes.
sa
magiging
maling tao.
uh, yeah, in that respect. So at least these boundaries help you gain and maintain a supportive, satisfying life. Kumbaga, backbone mo siya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Once again,
parang
these boundaries and limitations, they're not to pull you. They're not meant to pull you
down.
down, but they're meant to protect you.
These
Okay?
are parang para sa akin if you may allow me to define what boundary is. Parang sa akin ang boundaries are, these are your weaknesses. Alam mo kung
Mm-hmm.
saan ka mahina. And then from
Mm-hmm.
those weaknesses, try to find something that would make them your strength.
Yes.
Kasi nga, hindi sila boundaries to pull you down, but these are
Mm-hmm.
boundaries that would make you set or make you help or make you help to set your standards on a higher
Mm-hmm.
level ng standard.
Yeah. And actually, before Sergio was about to mention setting boundaries, I was supposed to add something to that. But before I go to my point, I just want to say a quick hello to Melissa May Angara, who's watching right now. Gerald Salas is also watching. Jasmine Sumang Palmaria is also watching. And Miss Sylvia Serrano is also watching on Facebook. And we have a good point right here from Mom Trisha. She said, you also need to be sensitive to other people's boundaries, which I absolutely agree. No crossing over.
Yes.
If you want boundaries, then you have to respect other people's boundaries as well. And yeah, in support to what Sir Andrew was trying to say a while back, we have to really set a clarification on the word boundary, limitation, barrier. Okay. When we are trying to set boundaries, standards, and limitations, we are not trying to be indifferent to others. Yung wala kang pakialam, di ba? We're not trying to do that. We're not
Yes.
also trying to detach ourselves from others. We cannot do that. We're human beings and definitely we need others to survive. It's just that in this cruel world, okay, where there is rat race, where there is, a lot of problems going on, you have to be sure that you are anchored to your values, to your personality, and to your character so that you know what you can accept and what you cannot, what you can give and what you cannot. Okay, that's setting
Yes.
boundaries. It doesn't mean that you don't have the same or you're not similar to other people. Gusto nila ganito ka pero hindi ka ganito. That doesn't mean that, you cannot work with these people anymore. No, that's not the case. It's just that you're telling them hanggang dito lang ako, ito lang ang kaya kong ibigay. You can still coexist. Like what Ma'am Tricia said, you could respect each other boundaries and coexist and without having to cross over each other boundaries, respecting each other for the choices and standards that you both made. Okay? Because that's healthy. Wag bigay lang ng bigay. And another way on how to set boundaries is like what I've, compiled in the research. Number one is you have to end all toxic relationships. If there's an existing toxic relationship in your life right now, end it. Okay? Again, going back to want and need. You want the relationship, but you need to end it because it's toxic. Number two, if you're going through some rough patch, you have to reach out to people. Who are these people? Your family, your friends, your healers. Naman yung source of inspiration mo. Okay? And this is what I like about what I saw on the research that I made too. You have to learn to say no because sometimes, or saying no sometimes, doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a smart person. And that's like a rock hit on my head. Kasi I
Wala
have this,
naman kasing masama sa pagsabi ng hindi eh.
yeah.
Wala akong nakikitang negativity sa pagsasabi ng hindi.
Nga. But there are people, ako personally, I feel bad when I say no to people. It's like, I feel like I disappoint them or that, ewan ko, siguro naturally, I'm a people pleaser. I want everybody to be fond of me, which is impossible to do now that I'm old. I figured that one out. So when I actually found this line from my research that saying no doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a smart person, I've been stupid all my life then because it was difficult for me to say no to some people.
No, you were not stupid. You were in the process of learning pa nun eh.
Yeah, to be nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That was a nicer way to say it, actually.
to be
Instead of
nicer,
saying that I
yeah.
was stupid.
Kasi pinagdadaanan ko na rin ngayon yan eh. So kung
Oo.
titingnan mo, for 42 years of my life, naging stupid ako.
Diba? No, you weren't just stupid. You were just trying to learn it.
Yeah, di
Bring it
ba?
back to you right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
we have to stress that one out kasi it's important that people learn it too. Saying no to other people doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a smart person because now what you're anchored to is your beliefs, your values, your character, who you are and what you are, and not what they want you to be. Diba? So I think that's important to establish. And then another one is you have to let go of what doesn't serve you right anymore. Anything.
That's true.
Things you
Correct.
do, relationships you have, people that surround you, if they don't do you good, they don't do you right, let go.
Me,
Because they,
I'm in the process of letting go. Konti na lang. Parang
Mhm.
nasa konti pa ng 1/4, 1/8.
1/8. Yeah, so I know, lagi naming sinasabi every time we have live streams, it's easier said than done. We know that. Okay, we know that, and we're not pressuring you. We're not imposing you to follow what we're telling you. Although what we're telling you, experts, these come from experts and different articles, not from our own point of views lang. But the thing is, it's a choice. When are you gonna start if not now, right? So to achieve self-love, you have to let go of everything that doesn't help you grow as a person anymore. Relationship,
Yes.
people, beliefs, practices, activities. Okay, set those boundaries. All right. And then we have here a comment from
Actually,
YouTube.
ma'am.
It's that,
Ay,
yes
sige,
po,
ma'am.
go, sir.
Sige, ma'am. Hindi, kasi
Okay.
it's just bothered. It's a very quick passing idea. Kasi sometimes it's hard to walk away, especially if these are people who are important sa buhay natin. So
That's the
maybe
truth.
yeah, na kahit anong possible mong mundo, hindi mo sila pwedeng ialis sabay. Up to some extent, you can actually do things. Two things rather. One, it is to walk away from a negative situation, or to stand your ground, learn how to stop them.
Mm.
Okay, that's one thing that you could. Kasi this is in reference to our fight or flight response. It's
Mm-hmm.
either we face the certain danger, or we flee, we flight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's something that you also need to consider. And ang na pick up ko lang sa discussion is that parang hindi naman lagi na lang tayong umaalis ng umaalis. What if we value as well?
Mm-hmm.
So kapag ganun ang case, edi let's try to put our foot on the ground. I mean, we put our foot down and then, oh guys, wait lang ha. Parang alam mo yun, at least there's a chance to hear each other's side.
Mm-hmm.
And is that a healthy way of expressing? And is it also a way to breathe? Actually, yeah. Kasi you're able
Yes.
to listen each other's side. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
self-care? Yeah. But it's more of self-care, pero you're in a dynamic of a group.
Yeah. And you're
Okay?
allowing others to voice out what they have to say. It's not just
Exactly.
about you this time. That's actually
Yeah.
a good balance to raise, sir. If anything, one thing that I've learned while growing up and maturing, you can only allow people. I mean, the things other people do to you, ikaw lang yung nag-aalaw nun eh.
Yeah.
You're the
Totoo
one
yun.
responsible. If they hurt you, you allowed them. You know.
Yeah. Totoo yun.
So
Totoo yun.
but walking away always just to avoid the situation is not the only solution to self-love. It's also voicing out what your side is and listening to what others
Exactly.
have to say. Yes, that's healthy too.
Mm.
Thank you for bringing that one up. I appreciate it. Now, in reference to what I was saying a while back, John Espera said, basta't habang nasa self-love situation po tayo, sabayan din po natin ng self-improvement and find our purpose in life. Magmamahal pa rin tayo pero wag mai-in-love ng sobra. Hehe, God bless po uli and happy birthday ate. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you staying this late. Yes, definitely, no? Self-love is if not equivalent, similar to self-improvement and having or finding a purpose in life. Though on the other topics that we have, subtopics, purpose in life may be a difficult thing, but we will rechannel on how to achieve that. And then,
Mm.
let's love, but let's not fall in love ng sobra-sobra. Oo naman, magtira tayo para sa sarili
Sarili
natin.
natin. Tama.
Totoo. That's self-love. And she's back. Another comment right here from Sir Fababier. Hello from Alonga Pro.
Uy,
Oh
si
my
Javier.
goodness! I
Hello
love
po,
you.
sir.
I miss you, Tony.
We miss you badly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you showing up right now on my birthday special. Happy birthday, Katlea. He said more blessings. Thank you so much. I love you. So yeah, that is
Dapat
setting.
sumali ang si Tony Fabi na yan kasi marami din siyang maisha-share.
Oh, probably next live we could add him up too para the more the merrier. So that's setting boundaries. Again, we just want to clarify setting boundaries is not a bad thing. It's a healthy practice because you're anchoring yourself to your values, to who you are, what you can do and not, what you can give and not. Okay? But that doesn't
Okay.
mean isolating yourself and removing people from your life. Work it out
Yes.
if these people mean to you really. Okay? So that is number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Now let's go to the second
Number
or
5.
third to the last one. Number 5. Protect yourself. Okay. Now, how do
That's
you
a very
protect
big word.
yourself?
That's a big
Definitely.
word.
It is.
The bottom line of this protect yourself is to actually get rid of toxic people. Okay, and surround yourself with people who bring positivity in your life. And the nicest part, based on my research, is this one. You've been telling this on and off a while back. Do not wait for other people's approval. In your lingo, you mentioned validation. So
Meditation.
do not wait for other people's validation. Protect yourself. How do you do that? Release. Let go of all the negative people who bring toxicity and surround your people with surround yourself with people who are positive. Sabi nga dun sa napanood kong video on TikTok. Sorry, I'm a TikTok lady. If you are friends with 5 dentists, then you are a dentist. If you are friends with 5 drunkards, then you are a drunkard. Basically, the people you surround yourself with, you become eventually them. So if you surround yourself with toxic people, then what you're inheriting from them is toxicity. But if you're surrounding yourself with positive people who help you grow, okay, people who give you a mindset that will help you grow, then you are in a good company. What do you think?
Sa akin, ang takeaway ko lang sa item, you need to understand or to say to yourself that enough is enough. Or you are enough. You are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
If I could become a better person, maybe I can try, but if I can't, then di ko kaya. Maybe I'm also good in another area as well. So, try
Yes.
as you could.
Yeah.
Try and explore what are your strengths, and understand how your weaknesses are mingling with your strengths. After that, sasabihin sa sarili mo, okay, I love myself because I am me and I am enough. Yun yung i-consider kasi dyan eh.
Yeah. All right. Miss Fides, your take on this.
Yeah, protect yourself. Baka sabihin ng mga viewers mo or yung mga ibang mga eksperto na madali lang gawin or it's easy to protect yourself. No, we believe and I know it's a very long process in protecting yourself. Lalo na kung nasanay ka na sa mga ganitong bagay. Mahirap ang proseso, mahaba ang proseso. It doesn't matter. What matters is you are starting to protect yourself. I started protecting myself. I moved away from person who would just give me puro stress, negative vibes. This one, when I lost the very, very person, yung talagang pinaka mentor ko, when I lost him, I started to protect myself. Kasi, ay tiri ayo. Kasi, when I was with him, I feel protected. Now, wala na siya. Who will protect me from all these people? Wala. Wala na siya. Siya lang. So, what I did, I have learned to accept everything and I realized I used every positive that I have with me. I have your group, Madam V, our Kemerut group. We have it. I use it as my strength. Ba? I have my family na hindi bumitaw sa akin. I have mga best friends ko na nandyan pa rin. Yung mga people who still trust and still believe of my capabilities. Yun lang. Yun lang muna ang sinali ko sa ikot ng mundo ko ngayon. Pag alam ko na medyo puro toxic na naman, kaya madalas sa Facebook, I don't read yung mga negative. Minsan may mga nagme-message sa akin, nagsisin na lang ako. Then, napapansin nila bakit pag ganito ang topic, hindi ka nag-comment or hindi ka nagre-reply back. Pero pag ganito ang topic, nagre-reply back ka. So now you know. Sabi ko sa kanila. So if you wanted to continue, let's keep the positivity with us. I don't need negativity right now. I'm in the process of healing. Not only emotionally, spiritually. So parang I'm in a place ngayon na parang kung sa term ni Sir Drew na med detox, social media detoxification. Ako nasa process ako ng people detoxification. And God is really good. Sabi nga ni John Esquera kanina, you have to put God. Kung ayaw mo siyang maging number one mo, you have to make God your center of your life. Kasi doon mo marirealize na kaya mo pala kahit wala.
Yep.
So now, aside from my family, I have my Joshua, my son, who gives me the strength. At saka talagang iba, pagka yung mga kasama mo, pagka yung mga nakapalibot sa'yo, puro positive. Kahit na meron mang negative na dumating sa'yo, you will still be having the control of it.
Yep.
In my situation right now, my boss is very, very positive. All of them, all the family members are very positive. Pero maraming negative, maraming toxic sa mga assistants, sa mga workers, sa mga employees. Ang dami mga negative. But because I choose to become positive, kaliwali. I don't care about you. You're not the one who giving my salary. So why would I care for you? I am not here to please you. I am here to work. So I am here to please my boss. If I was able to please my boss, that's a very good thing. If not, then I have to improve myself. So parang ngayon, I am now learning how to protect myself. Protecting yourself is really going back to your topic, loving yourself more than anyone else. If you were able to love yourself, now you are ready to protect. You are already protecting yourself.
Yeah. And I want to congratulate you for being able to go through that and, come up with the realization as you mature and as you age. Yeah. I'm very proud of you as your friend. And like what I was saying a while back, to put it in context to protect yourself, think about it as if you're like a wolf. Why a wolf, V? Choose your pack wisely. Okay, hindi lang yung basta, kagaya ko siyang wolf, so I'll join that pack. No, you have to choose wisely because wolves, they protect each other when they are in a pack. And it's the same concept. If you choose your pack wisely, they will protect you, you will protect them, and you will protect yourself. You also need to choose what else? Your people, your persons. You also need to choose what else? Your battles. Kasi akala natin minsan lahat kailangan pagdaanan natin. But what's important is you also have to protect yourself from problems too. Anong problema ang kailangan mong labanan? Itong problemang to, hindi ko to kailangan pasukan, hindi ko siya papasukan. Okay? Don't try to solve all the problems in the world and don't try to, just choose what's good for you. Okay?
Alam mo naman kasi sa sarili mo kung ano yung mas makakabuti sa'yo. Pag alam mo hindi makakabuti sa'yo, don't attempt to try.
Yep.
Pero minsan kasi, di ba talagang ang mundo is very, ang tawag dito, mapanukso talaga ang mundo eh. Alam mo na hindi mo na kaya, pero try ko nga, baka kaya ko eh.
There's a temptation kasi in that eh.
Parang, challenge mo ang sarili mo. Huwag mo nang i-challenge.
What about you, Sir Drew? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Huwag mo na siya, Huwag mo nang i-challenge kung alam mong hindi mo kakayanin.
Sir Drew, you were saying?
Well, for one thing, parang ako laging pa-segue na devil's advocate. No? But when you say you're protecting yourself, we're not saying that you're a certain value of cowardice, yung natatakot ka or you're just being away over something. No, you're actually taking vital steps to actively prioritize your own mental health and emotional well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Think
Yes,
of
that's true.
self-care in that respect. Kasi, yun nga, if you're weak on something, you can try, and maybe you might be improving on that weakness, pero kung hindi naman kaya, then it's okay. Thank you, next. Some problems, sometimes it's important to weigh them in as well. You can't win every single battle. Know your battle, sabi nga nila. So, to protect yourself, it's not that you are covering yourself with a very hard shell. No.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to embrace yourself gently again. Na parang, going back to what is me, you're enough, okay lang, nakaya mo, at okay lang. Okay?
Yep.
It's very vital that you say that to yourself, especially when you are facing certain problematic maybe or stressful events.
Phases. You're
Yes.
facing some phases.
Yeah, protect yourself. That's basically it. It doesn't mean nga, again na you're shunning the world away or you're shunning people away. It's just that, this is a cruel world and we have to accept that. So how can you survive? Protect yourself.
Yes. Survival, ano yan? Survival of the fittest.
Mm-hmm. Diba? So that's it for number 5. Be very choosy. Yon. That's the most common casual word we could give you. Be choosy. Choose your battles, choose your people, choose your pack wisely. Okay? And then going to number 6, this is one of my favorites. Forgive yourself. Wag tayong iiyak, but when we talk about forgiveness and self-forgiveness, this is a very sensitive topic to touch on because it is one of the most difficult paths to take when it comes to self-love. It's easy to forgive others. It's easy to ask forgiveness from others, but when you're finally there trying to convince yourself that you have to forgive yourself for all the mistakes and mishaps that you made along your life, it's gonna be a difficult one. So, what's being said really here based on my gathered data? Well, based on my gathered data, research type. Okay. Number 1 is you have to be patient and persistent. Be patient but persistent with yourself. Forgive yourself and then be realistic too. So whatever bad things you've done, whatever boo-boos, you made in your life in the past and now or in the future, be sure that you are able to accept all those mistakes and that you will be able to forgive yourself. What about you guys? What's your take on this? Ako personally, this is one of the most difficult tasks for me to do kasi I'm a perfectionist and I think that's one way of really having why I have a difficult time loving myself in the process kasi I want everything to be perfect, and when I may make mistakes, I tend to be hard on me, on myself. So, kayo, what do you think on self-forgiveness?
Well,
Ako, I tend to, mabilis ako mag-forgive. Pero I don't easily forget. Is that normal?
yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It is.
Okay. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. I can easily forgive myself. No, mahirap talaga pag ang sarili mo, pina-forgive mo. Kasi iniisip mo, what have I done wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Ang alam ko lang, binigay ko naman to eh. Mali pala. So, mahirap talaga yung process ng forgiving yourself. Kasi if you forgive yourself, you are already healing yourself.
Yes.
Once you have forgiven yourself, you are totally healed. And once you are healed, you are now achieving self-love.
Exactly.
Pero nasagot mo, at least normal pala akong tao. I thought, I can easily forgive. Kunyari, may ginawa siyang hindi maganda sa akin, I can easily forgive. Bukas, makalawa, wala na yon. uminom lang ako ng 2 bote, tapos na.
Well, it's a case-to-case basis.
Yes, nakapag-nag ako, tapos na. But I will never forget that. Kasi, that will, parang, para sa akin, naging, parang, forgiving is very good. Forgetting is not really that bad. Na you don't forget kasi nagiging basihan ko to na maging better. At wag nang pagdaanan ulit yung mali na yon.
Yeah, Sergio, you were saying too?
It takes a lot of courage to forgive others, but it takes more courage to forgive yourself. Kasi we always say na hindi ko naman kasalanan. Ano bang ginawa ko? And when we try to resist on our on the idea of our flaws, the mistakes that we made, the more that we not allow ourselves to love ourselves. Kasi when you put together self-love, you also put together or idadagdag mo dun yung embracing your flaws, embracing all of the mistakes that you do, embracing not your success but your defeats. Dun mo kasi matetest ang sarili mo eh. And once you were able to accept the idea na, okay, natalo ako sa laban na to, okay lang to, Drew. Bawi ka next time. Kasi the more that you pressure yourself na, I did this, I did this, sana ginawa ko to, yung mga what ifs natin, the more that you're putting such pressure on yourself, or rising up to the expectations of not of yourself, but the expectations of other people. And is that taking care of your well-being? Definitely not. Okay? Kasi you're not being realistic in that end. Kailangan napapasok mo sa sarili mo na, ito ako ngayon. Ito ang nangyari, kasalanan ko, sige. What can I do? Be a better version of myself. Do something better.
Yeah.
Okay? Pero once again, these are very easy things to say. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, it takes a lot of courage to forgive other people, but it takes a humongous level of courage to forgive yourself. Kasi pinipilit natin sa sarili natin na hindi ko naman kasalanan. Sabi naman sa isang movie, anong ginawa ko? Bakit kasalanan ko?
Bakit ako?
I think it also boils down to the fact na kapag mahirap aminin sa sarili na nagkamali ka. Okay? It's kasi when other people commit a mistake onto you, you could easily pinpoint, ito yung ginawa mong mali sa akin. And if they apologize to you, you forgive them. And when you do something bad to other people, it's also easy to pinpoint what you've done to them. And when you apologize to them, it's also easy for them to forgive you. Pero sa sarili, andun yung struggle. Kagaya sinabi ni Sir Drew, bakit anong mali doon? Nagmahal lang naman ako. Bakit anong mali doon? Ginawa ko lang naman to kasi ganito, ganyan. You're justifying your actions because you're not open yet to accept that it was a mistake, a bad decision, a bad choice. Right? But once you're finally able to accept na, you made boo-boos, that was a bad call, I wasn't thinking it through, emotional lang ako at that time. I decided based on impulse, based on my emotions. I couldn't really take it back, man. So, now, nagsa-self-loathing moment ka na, why? Why did I do it? What can I do now? Am I supposed to what? Now, bottom line, forgive yourself. Every day is not always a happy day. Every day is not always a perfect day. Whether you like it or not, you will make boo-boos.
I have question.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
Hindi nang galing sa audience yung yung question. Galing sa host. Anyways. Yes,
how do you know
madam.
that you have forgiven yourself?
Ako, this might be very romantic for a response, but I truly know that I've forgiven myself if when I look back on that mistake, I smile.
Wala
because
ka nang bit na. Okay.
Yes, because I know that now it's not a mistake anymore, but a lesson learned.
tama din pala yung ginagawa ko. Akala ko lang. Yung when I
Kasi,
look back on what all the stupidity
uh
na nagawa ko, tumatawa na lang ako. So, ibig sabihin pala, I have
yeah.
forgiven myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a romantic thing to say, pero I imagine myself if I did something wrong in the past and I now think about it as we speak, and you see me frown, probably I haven't forgiven myself for that yet. Diba? Kasi it still lingers. It's still in me. The
Yeah.
acceptance is not there yet. But, that's me.
Okay.
That's me. I don't know with Sir Drew.
There are many aspects kasi. So, some of us are more on the internal locus. When I say internal locus, more on parang self-awareness, being mindful of what you're currently feeling. Others are more
Mhm,
on the external locus, or what we refer to
mhm,
as fate and destiny. So
mhm,
it's different on how those that kind of parang situation or circumstance works. Kasi personally, for example, sa akin, when do I know that I've forgiven a person? Well, when I look back and smile, um, parang ang hirap para sa akin. Kasi if
mhm,
I look back, isipin ko rin yung masama.
mhm,
Magkadikit kasi yung mga yun. They're part of that scenario that makes everything whole. Um, but if I leave it into fate, I leave it into serendipity, ang pwede ko sabihin, okay, this is meant to happen.
mhm.
May purpose kung bakit
Siya
I might be
nangyari.
feeling this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really hard to dive into the human psyche regarding forgiveness. Kasi it's
Mhm.
actually a different context, a different
I know,
topic
I know.
that we could
Mm-mm.
channel to another. Pero it's an interesting actually. It's an interesting research topic actually. Okay,
Mhm.
it's also
Yeah.
important. Kasi ang hirap ng
Yeah.
ginagawa.
Mm-mm. But before we continue with self-forgiveness, I just want to say a quick hello to Riza Sandoval. She said, "Happy birthday, Ate Kath." Thank you so much. And Loisel Malyari is also watching us right now. Hello to you
Hello
guys. Thank you
po.
for staying this late. Yes, self-forgiveness. I know again it's a difficult thing to do, but it's really a must thing to do, especially if we have done a lot of errors in the past. The bottom line here is just that we have to accept our humanness. We're bound to make mistakes whether we like it or we don't, whether we avoid it, whether it's intentional, unintentional. But at the end of the day, we have to show compassion and kindness to ourselves, that we forgive ourselves for the boo-boos, like what I call them, that we made, because when you see yourself in the future, whatever you did in the past, whether they be mistakes or good stuff, they all contribute to who you will be in the future. So you just have to accept that and move on. Accept, forgive, and move on. Okay, nobody is perfect, so you just have to know that. Okay,
Okay.
and now we are on to the last one. Finally, the final tip, okay? Live intentionally. What is meant here is that we have to have a purpose in life. I know this is a huge concept to talk about, so let me narrow it down. Nobody really in this life has learned his or her purpose until his death. Okay? But what is being suggested to us here is this: every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, you have to set a purpose, an intention why you live. For example, okay, for this hour, I am living because I need to accomplish a document that I need to submit to my boss. Next week, my purpose is that I will travel with my friends. Next month, I'm going to celebrate my birthday and I'm gonna pet my dogs unlimitedly because I'll take a break from work. That is my purpose. Point in case here is you don't have to have a grand purpose in life. It's just that you have to have reasons to live. And your take, ma'am, sir.
Go on, Fides. Ladies first.
Yeah, live intentionally. Totoo yan. So, how am I going to live intentionally? Now, after having realized the value of my worth, my self-value, after having realized self-love, now my purpose is to live, to be alive for my son. for my
Oh,
family, for my friends.
that's so
That's how I
sweet.
intend to live now. It's not because someone wants me to be this person. No, not anymore. Nandun na ako sa process na, actually, if I may be honest with the viewers, it's not
Mm-hmm.
wrong to think that you wanted to end something. Hindi naman ako suicidal person, no? Hindi
Mm-hmm.
naman doon sa point na I'm going to lose myself, no? Hindi yun. Pero nandun na ako sa point na I'm about to lose my self-respect, my self-worth. But dahil nga I was very tired, I rested, and then I use all this. I was able to write down all my weaknesses, and then try to find on how these weaknesses turn. I would be able to turn them into strength. Now, meron na akong intention sa buhay. So sabi mo nga, you will not be able to learn your intention, your purpose in life until you are dead, which is true. Pero
That's the
now,
irony.
yeah. Pero now you don't need to be dead for you to be able to know your intentions. You just
Mm-hmm.
have to learn how to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you know now you already know your intentions in life. What are my intentions? I wanted to be happy because kasi alam ko yung kayong mga tao nagmamahal sa akin, masaya pag nakita ko masaya. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
live. So kailangan maging masaya talaga ako para
Mm-hmm.
maging masaya kayo. So
Yeah.
kailangan mahalin ko ang sarili ko para mahalin ko kayo ng todo-todo. So
Mm-hmm.
now, my purpose in life is to live a life with so much love, with so much positivity, with full of high spirit, and surround myself with all of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kasama na yung mga viewers mo ngayon.
Oh, thank you.
Tumataas na ngayon ang level ng intention ko because I'm loving ito. Ay, yung bang parang, ang sayang, kasi one of the way on how to detox and to de-stress is to join some kind of this. Yung mga ganito,
Exactly.
kasi na
Exactly.
ilalabas mo eh. Kung hindi mo, kung hindi mo kayang ilabas sa mga kapamilya mo, sa mga friends mo, minsan, it's better to talk to strangers.
I agree.
Better to talk to strangers.
I
And
agree.
the last intention ngayon, with you guys, is to find Charlie.
Our viewers
Charlie.
Wala
don't
si
know who
Drew
Charlie
nun, no?
is.
Wala si Drew nun. Wala si Drew.
Yeah,
You were not there with us that time,
yeah,
Drew.
No, he wasn't. He
Charlie.
wasn't. Yeah.
When I
Our viewers
come,
do not know who Chole is, but
Charlie
Chole is
is.
a
yeah.
special person.
Pag,
But yeah,
pag uwi ko,
mhm,
we will,
we'll look for Charlie.
we will look for Charlie and Drew.
For Charlie.
Yeah.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good. But I'm just happy now that you've, finally been able to get a hold of your intentions in life. At least you're narrowing the
Yes,
reasons
at
why
least
you.
nandun na ako sa limitations ko. Nakita ko na nalaman ko na yung scope and limitation ko. Now I'm starting my vital steps, sabi nga ni Sir Drew. Tapos na ako sa baby steps. Nandun na ako
Mhm.
sa pangalawang, nasa ano na ako, puberty stage.
Substantial. Substantial steps.
Yeah.
Basta I'm happy now that I am getting hold of myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sir Drew, what about you? Living intentionally or living with intent or reasons every day?
Before I share my ideas about that, I would clearly emphasize on what Miss Phyllis mentioned, na this kind of avenue is, you might not get all. I mean, please pick all of the statements with a grain of salt. Piliin yung mabuti. We're not saying that you
Uh-huh.
have to do this explicitly, but
Yes.
I think we mentioned this in another episode, na this is an avenue for you to share or express your thoughts, your opinions, and it might not be very personal, but at least you are slowly, bit by bit, releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, is that a healthy thing? Am I still here, madam? Nakita ko nawala.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I'm hearing you. I'm listening to you.
Okay. Okay, good. Again, it's a healthy thing to express these, to be in these kinds of mediums and express yourself, your ideas, your thoughts. anyways,
Mhm.
going back to yung sa
Living
live intentionally.
intentionally.
Everyone has a purpose. I'm a humanistic existentialist.
Me too.
I value growth, and I value the present, and I value the that everything has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everything has a purpose, but it's a journey to find out what that purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you need to do? Well, simply appreciating every even the small things. Nothing matters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Celebrate those small wins, sabi nga nila. For instance, kapag you were able to fix your car, that's a small win. That's a small
Mm-hmm.
goal. Check. That's one of your
Yes.
bucket list.
Uh-huh.
And then if you think of it in a grander scale, maybe you were in a fit organization, a place that you love working with, and not
Mm-hmm.
working for the sake na for your finances. No, you really love what you're doing. So,
Mm-hmm.
ang sinasabi ko lang dito, you're actually following your passions. So,
Mm-hmm.
you're living in the moment, and you're grateful for every moment that passes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Is it okay to explore beyond what you currently have? Yeah. Kasi at least nasasabi mo sa sarili, I could take risks. And with that kind of mindset, I know I know my value and I know my boundaries. So,
Mm-hmm.
ang sinasabi ko na dito, it's more of a synthesis of everything that we talked about.
Yep.
Na self-care is a journey, and at the very end of it, maybe, or maybe at the beginning, or maybe in the middle, you will find your life's purpose. But once again,
Mm-hmm.
it's a struggle, and you have to face that struggle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I thank you.
Yep. Well, thank you very much for that very comprehensive response. Miss Vidas needed to go, and we really appreciate
Yeah,
her time
I know
with us,
that.
spending her time with us. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. And yes, like what I was saying a while back, living intentionally is not just about, finding the grand purpose of life or your existence. It's just a matter of choosing why you live
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
tomorrow, at
exactly.
this hour, at this very minute. Like for now, we're doing the live stream. So our purpose for today is to inspire others, to shed light to others, to encourage others to release their tensions in life. And yes, I would also want to stress out that this platform is not only for me to gain viewers on YouTube or to earn from YouTube and whatnot. It's also a platform for everybody in my community, the virtual community, to share your frustrations in life, especially now that we cannot go out and be with our friends, really. And apart from knowing what you want to do on a daily basis and why you want to do them, another way of really living intentionally is to start your day positively. Like what I said a while back, face the mirror, have a mantra, start your day positively. If you may stop checking your phone for a while when you wake up, say a little prayer. If you believe in God, if you believe in the spirits, if you believe in the universe, whatever you believe in, pasalamat ka muna. Okay? And then as you wake up, get that hot cup of chocolate or coffee,
Coffee or
meditate.
tea.
Yeah, look outside the window, if it's serene, if it's gonna rain. Alam mo yun, quiet moment. It's helpful to have that, and then reflect. What am I gonna do today? What is my purpose for today? Is my dog in need of bath? Do I need to clean the kitchen today? Those small things that you think are irrelevant to living and to your life, they actually matter because they give you a sense of living, right? Another one is this one. I know you're all familiar with Michael V. And there's this viral video of Michael V that I really like a lot. I kept on replaying it. Sabi niya, the reason kung bakit daw tumatanda tayo is because we stop playing. Okay, what am
Yeah,
I trying
yeah.
to say here? Tumatanda tayo because we stop being childlike. We stop being children at heart. Parang ganun yung point niya. So, if you want to live intentionally and you're old now, or probably not too old, but maybe you're aging, do something new. Ako, for one, I'm 33 years old. I've joined TikTok. I dance, I sing. I've joined YouTube. I do live streaming. I started doing this at age 33. Imagine that. And the society expects at age 33 and you're married, you have to keep yourself sheltered at home. No. You have to do something new for yourself. Try something new. Go outside your comfort zone.
Take risks.
Take risks, yes. And there's no harm in trying things that you're not familiar with. Malay mo dun sa mga bagong bagay na yon, yung mga outside your comfort zone, dun mo makikita yung purpose ng buhay mo. Alright? So, that's one. And then, if you know your passions in life, do them. Kahit hindi mo pa sila pinagkakakitaan, go after them. Follow them. Because fulfillment from doing what you're passionate about is different from the fulfillment that you get when you earn out of the things that you're not passionate about. You know what I mean? You may be financially satisfied, satiated, pero, if it's not your passion, something's lacking. There's something that's incomplete. Diba? Another thing is you have to be thankful for what you are grateful for. Ito lagi ko sinasabi. If it's a bad day, go back to what makes it a good day. And the only reason why it's a good day despite the bad day that you're having probably is that you're alive. And that's something you really have to be grateful for. Okay? And the last thing I want to share for living intently or living with purpose is that express yourself. Don't limit yourself, whether it be in painting, writing, sculpting, building, music, dancing, live streaming, playing games, whatever makes you happy or whatever allows you to express yourself, go for it. Regardless of your age. Ako kasi lagi akong ganun I live in a very conservative family and at times they would remind me, ang tanda mo na for this, ang tanda mo na for that. Or even my friends, they would tell me, you're too old for this and too old for that. Really? You're basing things and the capacity of an individual based on age?
Because of age?
No, you don't box yourself that way. So if you want to live an intent-filled life, go out there. I mean, not literally now because it's COVID. It's COVID.
Wear a mask and a face shield. Go
out
if you
there.
Want to go out.
That's what I meant. But what I'm trying to say here is that do not limit yourself because you think you've lost it. I'm old, so sabay na lang ako sa agos, bahala na. Whatever my purpose is, bahala na. That's not building self-love. That's just like, sumasabay ka lang sa agos ng buhay. How will you build self-love if that's how you look at life? So you have to take control, okay? And choose your reasons to live every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Okay? And I just want to say a quick hello. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just steer your own ship, Yes, madam.
I just want to say a quick hello to Paul Villarin who's watching us right now. He said, "Happy birthday, ate. Keep doing live stream. We learn a lot. Di po nang uutos, nang encourage, support." Yes, sure. I'll be doing this for as long as I can and as long as Facebook and YouTube allow me. Celebrate small victories. And he gave us an okay mark right there. I'll flash that on the screen. Yes, this is healthy practice. Joyce Manyalak is also watching. Thank you so much, my dear. Ito yung nag-feel din natin gawin Halimbawa, napaliguan natin yung aso natin today. That's a small victory. Or, alam mo yun, nilinis mo yung sapatos mo na 10 years mo nang ginagasgas. That's a small feat, a small victory. So, you really have to look at the bright side of life, really, if you want to establish or nourish self-love. Yeah.
This reminds me actually na kailangan ko na palang ulitin yung ginagawa ko dati kasi remember yung mga ginagawa ko every single day, V. Yeah. Kasi ang ginagawa ko every day is a very short shot sa my day ko. And dear Andrew, it's going to be a great day, yada yada yada. And that is in psychology, that's what we refer to as self-talk. You're talking to yourself.
Yep.
And is that a way to take care of your mental health? Oo, kasi nire-remind mo sarili mo. It boosts your mind, it boosts your worth. It directs you kung ano yung dapat mong mindset for the day. So if you say that it's going to be a great day, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It will be a great day.
You're manifesting it already by saying it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you're claiming it already, sabi nga. So it's a healthy thing. Yung mga ganyan mga bagay. These small things, as I mentioned a while ago, these small victories, as tiny and minuscule as they are, they are very, very, very.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, if Sir Drew is doing the snippet videos, the tiny videos or short videos on YouTube, ako naman, etong routine ko, if it may help our viewers, when I wake up, I play loud music. When I cook, when I cook in the kitchen, I play my favorite perk me up song. 90s whatever era or genre. Basta piniplay ko sila, I sing along with them, I dance along with them, and then I don't know if you consider this badass, pero I will tell myself, you know what, today it's gonna be badass for you. Ganun ako, parang I put some swag on how I pep talk to myself, You have to be your own cheerleader kasi eh. Diba?
Totoo yan.
Especially when you wake up, and that's one way of healthy self-love. Giving yourself positivity when you wake up, the moment you open your eyes, diba? Or maybe if you're into singing in the shower.
Singing.
I was putting together singing and shower, singing. That's a blended word now, singing. Blow it up, singing, #singing. Singing in the shower, I think it's also a healthy exercise. Kahit ako yung nanay ko, lagi na akong sa Kapampangan binubulyo. Yung, hoy, kumakanta ka na naman. Because that's my way of, starting my day positively. So, iba-iba tayo ng pamamaraan kung paano natin talaga mina-manifest ang self-love and how we really choose to make the start of our day positive. But at the end of the day, what's important here is the moment you open your eyes, you choose to love yourself that day. You choose to live an intent-filled life. Whether the purpose is, sabi mo nga, minuscule or grand, as long as you have a reason to live and as long as you have a reason to love yourself, embrace that.
True.
Yeah. All right. Aha. You know what time it is? It's 11 p.m.
11. It's 5 minutes actually. 5 minutes before 11. That's well. It's understandable. We had some technical difficulties a while ago, so it's okay.
I'm not complaining. I still have 1 hour to call it my special day. It's not 12 midnight yet. Not even Cinderella yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't yet your bibbidi boppity boo moment.
I know. Yep. But yeah, those are the 7 general tips or advice that we may share to our viewers. How to establish self-love, where to start, how to sustain it, and how to keep on going. And we have here another comment from Ma'am Trish. She said, just keep going. You may not be aware of it, but you might be the source of inspiration by others. Exactly.
Ma'am Trish, ang tindi mo 11:55 na. Ano ba?
I love you, Ma'am Trish.
Miss you. Alam ko yung trabaho mo. So, hopefully hindi ka masyadong stressed.
May pasok ka pa bukas. Thank you so much for staying up late.
Kaming dalawa may pasok pa kami.
I know.
Anyways, it's okay.
Yes,
sabi naman sa'yo, I'm always willing naman.
Kasi when the topic is, existential and this, philosophical and it's about the self and life, you really can't make it short eh. I mean, how do you encapsulate everything in an hour, diba? So,
well, kasi the gravity and the breadth, the depth of it's too deep. Kaya nga dapat you really need to put a lot of sense into it. And at the same time kasi when you say self-care, sometimes nakakalimutan kasi siya yung new normal sa atin na nakakalimutan natin. Kasi we're so surrounded with so many stressors, so many problems that we always think na game on. I need to fix this. I need to do that. I need to do this. And we forget about paano naman ako.
Exactly.
Okay? So, siguro as we are experiencing the now normal, also need to experience now normal of taking care of the self. Importante kasi yun. Okay?
Yep.
And siguro yung magiging challenge natin sa mga viewers natin na maybe try to think of many ways the moment that you wake up tomorrow. What will be your plans? How can I make it my day? How can I make it worthwhile? Yeah, mga ganun mga tip, mga pa-challenge, okay? Of course, wala akong price na pwedeng ibigay, of course and foremost. Pero at least the price of that is that
it's the reward.
It's the reward of being happy. The reward of this is what I just listened last night. and now I'm reaping something from this experience. Mga ganun
Yes.
people. Okay?
And we're not saying that we live the perfect life, ha? Like, ay, matapang lang kayo because you're behind the screen and you have the microphone to say what you want. No.
No.
Trust us when we say we are struggling on our own, but we choose to love
Can I say
ourselves.
that again? A resounding no.
No. We're one with you. What you go through, we also go through. Kaya minsan nga when people tell me or us na, how to be you po? Really? You wanna be me? Trust me, don't.
No,
You're
you don't
probably
want to be
living a
me.
better life. Diba?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I hope this conversation has really helped, others, everybody, if not, some, or I don't know, basta kung sino man ang nangangailangan na self-love, guys, is really important. And we have a funny remark right here. Sir Marcy Pisigan, I think he's in the US right now. I'm just not sure which state. But he said, learning to love yourself is the greatest
Yes.
love of
Love
all.
of all. Yeah.
Kanta, pero tama, di ba? Sabi niya.
Tama naman. Tama naman.
And he said, kakalag ko lang po. No worries, sir.
No
It's,
worries.
late night with V. And then Miss Tricia said, this is my
This is my
self-care. With a lot
self-care.
of haha. We won't
See you
blame
soon,
then.
madam. Yeah, see you
We
soon.
won't
See you
blame you
soon. Miss you.
then.
Miss you.
Mm-hmm. And then Paul Villerin said, self-love isn't selfish. We agree. Self-love is selfless. As what people say, you can't give something you do not have.
Oh, that's the
Definitely.
second time
100%.
we were able to counter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Sir Marcy Pesigan said, I'm in New Mexico. I don't know what is the time zone in New Mexico, but probably good morning. Mm-hmm. So good morning to you, sir, and everybody who's watching
Yeah,
with
good
you right
morning.
now. If you're with your friends.
Almost 9.
Yep.
morning,
All right.
Bob.
Thank you for joining us right now. If you've missed the discussion, we talked about some tips and tricks on how to gain self-love. We know it's not an overnight thing, and this conversation will not do you miracles. It's still your choice, but I hope, it kind of opened up your mind to the importance of loving yourself, being kind to yourself, and being compassionate to yourself. Because even if you have families, even if you have friends, at the end of the day, all you really have is yourself. That's the temple that God gave you, hence you have to take care of it. Not only physically, most especially nowadays, emotionally and mentally, because we are stuck, right?
Yeah.
And we have a pabati here. Wow, I appreciate it. At 11 p.m., Angeles Nino Nukum said, happy blessed
Happy
birthday,
blessed
Ma'am
birthday.
V. Thank you so much, Nino. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so Sir Drew, before we
Yeah.
wrap things up, I know you've said a lot of things already, but final take on self-love.
Siguro yung takeaway ko lang dito is that, well, for one thing, tama yung sinabi ni Paul, na Paul Villarin, na self-care isn't selfish. Okay? It's not simply just sleeping, it's not just taking mini pedis or just maybe treat yourself day. Ganun lang. It's more than that. It's actually protecting yourself. Finding time to devote love to yourself again. Okay? And then please also remember sa dami-dami na sinabi namin na on possible things that you might do, hindi siya one size fits all. Okay? Always remember that. Na my self-care routine might be different from your self-routine. Maybe you haven't yet discovered your self-care routine. And is it okay? Is that okay? Yeah. What do you need to do though? You just need to explore. Okay? Kaya nga, wag yung weaknesses ninyo, they're absolutely parang, uy, I'm weak on this, wala na akong gagawin. Okay? Parang, hello, I'm weak on this one. Can I do something about it? Well, let us try. Okay? Now, if you failed on that, let that be a learning experience. Learning from that mistake. Okay? So, and if you are already, if maybe worse comes to worse, please always remember that you are never alone if at some point you are in your lowest of lows. If you are in a moment wherein everything is dark, everything is chaotic, everything is frustrating, everything is frightening, you are never alone experiencing those kinds of emotions, those thoughts.
Yep.
But if there are instances that you might be experiencing them, there's nothing wrong seeking professional help. Okay?
Yeah.
Or if not going directly to professional help, there's nothing wrong sharing your what you're feeling or what you're experiencing, maybe to a trusted friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and maybe eventually once you're able to catch a hold of what you're currently feeling, maybe you can elevate that uh, to someone with with a professional with authority.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yun
Yep.
lang po.
Thank you very much, Sir Drew. And before I give my final take on this topic, I just want to say a quick hello to my kumare, Olive Landayan Carlos, who is watching right now. Micaela Laksa, who's just joined the live. Thank you so much. And also, of course, Nino Nukum, who's watching us right now and greeted me again a happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. As a final take on this topic, you know what? The other day I was watching again TikTok, like what I said, I'm a TikTok lady, and this video lingered in my head and in my memory. There was this guy who was saying, "You know what I'm really afraid of? Parang kausap niya yung taong mahal niya. I'm really not afraid that you start not loving me. What I'm really afraid of is when you start seeing me the way I see myself." And that got me. Like, we are so concerned about how others see us and how others love us without regard to how we really see ourselves and how we really love ourselves. You get my point? Parang we are clouded by the idea na mahal niya ako, ito yung nakikita niya sa akin, but how I see myself is different from how people see me. So if you want others to see you as this person and you want others to love you for who you are and what you are, you have to see yourself first in such light that you accept who you are. So that when you express and expose the real you to others, they will not go away. Okay, they will not stop loving you for who you are and what you are. They will accept you for who you are and what you are because you yourself has accepted what you are and who you are, and you love you just the way you are. Okay. Ako na-stuck talaga ako dun sa sinabi niya yun. I'm afraid that when you start seeing me the way I see myself, you might start to unlove me. And that is deep. It only goes to show that that person is loving this other person and that person is loving him back. It's just that he does not have that self-love in him to be able to see himself in such a light na proud ako kung makikita mong eto ako kung paano ko nakikita yung sarili ko. So my point here really is for you to see yourself for who you are and what you are, accept that, and love who you are the way you are. Okay? So wherever you go, then you mingle with other people at work, in your family, in your families, with your friends, with your romantic partners. Mahal mo ang sarili mo. Whatever you are, whoever you are. And if they see the real you, and if they really love you, and you really love yourself, it doesn't really matter whatever you are and whoever you are. Okay? So self-love is important, not only by wearing mask and the face shield, but it's important to live every day choosing yourself above everything else. It's not selfish. It's not selfish. Okay? Pahabol lang na greetings, Sir Drew. Edwin Marvin Guzman said, "Happy birthday, Ate Kat." Thank you so much, Edwin. I appreciate it. And si Ma'am Jo. Hi, Ma'am. Thank you po. She said, "Happy birthday, Ma'am Kat." Gabi na po, pero talagang nag-join pa po kayo. Salamat po. Wala po ba kayong trabaho bukas kagaya ni Sir? Ayan. So again, thank you very much to our viewers. Since lalo-lalo na si Ma'am Trish, solid.
Oo nga. First time ko nakita si Ma'am Trish sa
Hands
sa
down,
feeds.
hands down.
hands down. Yeah.
Super solid. Yeah. Sabi nga po namin, we've said a lot of things. You don't really need to take everything in. You don't need to believe us, but we're just here to inspire and motivate everybody who's joined the live and even those who will watch this as a replay to love themselves above anything else and anyone else. in this world. Ayan, Jeffrey Mejia said, happy birthday, V. Hello, bud. I think you're also in Canada right now, so good morning to you. And then Angeles Nina said, keep safe po tayong lahat. God bless us. God bless you always, my dear.
Likewise
Okay.
po.
And yes, do not forget my birthday promo is still ongoing. The announcement of winners is on August 30, 2020. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, choose a video that you like most, like it, thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, and then comment on the comment section how that video helped you or inspired you, and then ask your friends to like your comment, and the comment with the most likes will definitely win grocery packages from me or load items from me. And the announcement of that will be on August 30, 2020, because I am fabulous. I'm celebrating my birthday for the entire month. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's going to be on the 30th of August, the announcement of which. I also want to thank everybody who greeted me today nonstop. I mean, yung mata ko sobrang sakit because from the moment I woke up, talagang nonstop na yung greetings. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for making my birthday extra, 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 extra special. And Sir Drew, like always, you know, isang sabi ko lang, kahit pagod ka, may pasok ka, and whatever, you always say yes to me.
It's okay.
Thank you
I
very
know
much.
naman.
I love you. And
Love you much.
Ma'am Fides, also from overseas, thank you for joining us. I know it's also a hectic day for you, but thank you for sharing your experiences, your wisdom to our viewers. Ayan, another one from Ma'am Trish. Well, let me say thank you guys. Woohoo! Sending love and virtual hugs to you both. Happy birthday ulit, Ma'am Kat. I love you, Ma'am Trish. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much.
Ay, V, may pahabol lang ako sa audience kung sa mga listeners pa. I usually during my seminars with the youth. So if you have this time right now, put your hand on your chest, take a very deep breath, and say to yourself, I am important and I am enough.
Important and I am enough.
Thank you.
Amen to that. Yes. I think they could also use that as a mantra every time they wake up every day. Yeah. So yes, that's a wrap for us. I hope we were able to impart knowledge to you, a thing or two, like what I always say in my spiels, to learn with V. Again, thank you very much to all those who've subscribed. We are 562 subscribers strong today. I was shocked because I wasn't doing any campaign, and yet the community is growing. So really, it's a very special birthday gift to me. Help me keep growing the community, and in turn, I could, give more to the community. So, anything more, Sergio? Mga shoutout mo before we say goodbye finally.
Be safe, be happy.
Yeah. All right. So that's for us tonight. Thank you for joining us on my birthday, my special day. It has been V and Sir Drew Ask V segment of the YouTube channel Learn with V. Don't forget to look it up and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, comment down below, whatever you like. We'll see you again on Monday for another episode of Ask V. Much love, lovies. I hope you learned a thing or two. Bye-bye. Mwah. Good night. Self-love, guys. Love yourself. I love you, self. Bye, everyone. See you.